Drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
Drop it, hell. I want to hear about this, homie.
I said forget about it, cuz.
I love you, man. Fuck you, Marcus. I do. Cool. You're my partner. Shut up, man.
This bitch-ass white boy.
Oh, most definitely.
You're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong?
No.
Fucking pay me!
Motherfuckers, bruh. You can fool them. You can fool the people that are not paying attention. Marvel ain't getting another fucking dollar out of me until Doctor Strange and the multiverse come out. Fuck all that. I know I was exhausted. I know I was hungry as hell, which is the usual thing in my life. But y'all not gonna sit up here and tell me this is a fucking 5-star movie. Stop it.
5 stars.
Tell me what's 5 stars about it.
Everything.
Everything. That's not enough.
Well,
I hear that in my personal life. You do everything good, but it's not enough. It's never.
Oh, that's different.
Enough.
That's different.
So go ahead, tell the audience, Banks versus Davis, new episode here about why this movie is so fucking. Oh God, this movie. Tell everybody.
Oh God,
I want my 1090. Yeah, I sound like that when I wanted my 1097 back. Oh my gosh, nerd, need my money back.
Did you hear what he said? Where he's like about Kanye saying like after when he heard Kanye say about it, he's like, yeah, that was funny. Then I thought about it.
He moved just like me. He took it personal. He went
I
past all that
bullshit,
positivity bullshit that he do because his music is bad. Then he said that. No, your music is still bullshit. Ain't enough positivity in the world.
But I think one of the best performances in acting history is Nori saying, so tell me about D Revenge. And he's like, D reference, and Nori goes, yeah, that, my bad. It's one of like the best line readings of like, oh my bad, yeah.
Nori is different, man.
People should study that scene of like how to play off someone and act surprised but still be confident, like, oh my bad, yeah.
Why you sound like he on the reason when you did that? Whoa.
What? Whoa.
Morpheus? Yeah, that's a real movie coming out Wednesday.
Hey, I've been trying to avoid that movie just like I was trying to avoid Far From Home clips and all that anytime it would come on TV, just like not to get it, like piece together what's gonna happen. But then obviously it played right before Far From No Way Home. And I was just like, holy shit, this movie looks fucking amazing.
Wait, Matrix? They played that?
Yeah, the trailer.
They played at the theater I was at.
They played that. They played Ambulance, which is just seeing that on the big screen is gonna be phenomenal.
Damn, you was at a legit movie theater. They ain't playing none of that shit.
What else did they play?
They played a fucking Channing Tatum movie with a punk ass dog.
That's what we talked about a few. Yeah, shouts to Channing Tatum. Good for you. He's got also another movie that looks kind of good. Shouts to Channing Tatum.
No, fuck all that. That's not enough. Pressure about to be in the Batman as Catwoman. You up here making a dog about 5-0 goes west or whatever the fuck.
I think it's his post divorce movie. That's what that's supposed to be about.
That's beautiful. I just take a dog and
see, you bring it on yourself now. See, what else were the trailers? Yeah, but it's all shit that like I already kind of had seen, and it's just like and movie trailer business in theaters isn't what it is anymore. It's online. Can you ever seen a trailer that you hadn't seen? That you only saw in the theater and was like, holy shit, like what is this? I think it makes sense to take care of something, but obviously,
no, I'm here.
Can you think of a trailer that you just saw strictly in theaters where you were like, holy shit, what is this? Without knowing like any prior knowledge.
What was that goddamn movie? Cloverfield. Remember how they just dropped that on this?
Yeah, I think I saw that on a DVD for a movie, and it was just like, again, the found footage thing. It was, I was young when it was like, come on, I didn't fully get that concept of like, what the, like, is this real? Like, what? So obviously you got to see Blair Witch while it was happening. I didn't. I was too young for that. And
I saw that shit on bootleg.
No, but I'm saying like that movement of like, holy shit, is this a real movie? Or like, is this like, what the hell?
That's when they was kayfabe in a lot of those horror movies.
Yeah.
Didn't they say Cabin Fever was real?
They probably said it was inspired by something or like urban legend, that type of shit.
Yo, they need to put that in 2021. Cabin Fever.
They remade it like 5 years ago, I think.
No, it's too little, too late. Put it now. Just have motherfuckers coughing on each other.
Okay, relax. I mean, they've made like what 2 or 3 COVID movies now, I think.
Really? I haven't seen that one. They got Kevin Nash in the COVID movie. I'm dead serious too. I'm so serious, and you can't find it anywhere. I looked.
His whole life is a COVID movie. I don't want to fucking do work. I just want to stay home.
I don't think you're supposed to say that, but you
Fuck
all
him.
right. All right.
Fuck him.
That big boot come.
Oh, he can't lift his leg up without tearing a quad.
You gonna find out. That's all right. You gonna
He's gonna
find out.
choke me like he fucking choked his son.
Hell yeah, if not worse. If he did that to his son, what makes you think he ain't gonna do that to you?
Fuck him.
I ain't gonna let him do it, but it's only so much I can do.
Hey, me and Big Mike can take care of Kevin Nash.
He gonna use that golf club. That's all he got.
Exactly. But obviously, like you said, this is Banks versus Davis. You heard the previous episode where we compared NBA players to wrestlers. We were warning you in advance that this will be a Spider-Man No Way Home spoiler pod. So right now, going forward, we will be spoiling this entire phenomenal movie. So yeah, stop listening now. Go see the movie. I know a few people like Chris Brown, shouts to him, Zell, Body More Bottles, haven't seen it yet. They hit me up like, when are you guys gonna pod about it? I said today.
So
yeah.
Disclaimer will be up there. Hey, y'all been.
I mean, some people are already kind of tweeting shit online where I'm just like, God damn, like take it easy.
Fuck it. You supposed to go see what these stupid ass Marvel movies. You supposed to go day one because people can't hold water for weight anyway.
And what is the tally now? I think 200, 250 is the final projection, or
what I tell you about that movie?
You said 300. Cal is the one documenting the progress. He has it on his Twitter feed that he's posting a thread of each one. Like it had the 50 million mark the other day, and yeah, as of right now,
it shattered weekend records. And y'all better enjoy it because it's the last movie that's probably gonna be in theaters too.
And that's and some guy who works for like the big movie site said like he must be out of touch that Spider-Man's making all this money. And I think it was like a thing. It's like, no, like it's a movie people want to go see. Like I said last week, no one gave a fuck about Steven Spielberg remaking West Side Story. No one gave a fuck about why.
I like West Side Story.
Oh god,
the original one. I haven't seen this one.
You and Michael Bay both. But Michael Bay only likes it. Michael Bay only likes it because of the editing.
Yeah, which is a weird thing. I like the overall story. I shouldn't just because of the time period, but I like the movie. I'm not going to see
Maria.
The only Steven Spielberg movie I might go see is the one about his life, maybe.
As we talked about, that might be an interesting movie if he takes my idea, or if I'm able to already know what he was thinking with like recreating the moments of his cinematic history as during his childhood. But yeah.
Wait, what about Jurassic Park? Does that count?
Yeah, remember, like I said, like he'd probably be like sitting at his dinner table and see like a glass move, and then it'd be like, whoa, like he'd probably.
Whoa. No, I'm talking about the new one that's coming out.
Oh, I don't give a. No, he's not directing that.
But I know it's production. Production wise, that's his name on it.
He produced the first Transformers movie.
But that's what I'm saying. If his name attached to it, technically it is his movie. He's just not directing.
Nah, I mean, let's not go that far. I mean, that's always the thing when it's like, when the Russo brothers produced 21 Bridges, it was like, from the guys, I brought you Avengers Infinity Wars. Like, that. No, don't do that to like try to trick people to go see this middle tier cop movie. Come on, don't do that.
You're about right. But yeah, going back to what David said, this is spoiler heavy. So if you're listening or you watching us on YouTube, we told you what the fuck it is. Don't be mad. Stay off the internet anyway. Ain't shit going on Twitter, but motherfuckers complaining and trying to get off their corny ass jokes. So you shouldn't know any spoilers. If you do know spoilers, they kind of spoiled the shit last year, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Well, that's what we'll get to. And like I said, I think we should try to kind of go in like the order. I'm just gonna try to do it from memory. So obviously, it opens up the ending of Far From Home. His identity is revealed. What did you think of that when it happened at that moment in 2019? Kind of let's go back to that era.
I knew it was to come.
Mm-hmm.
He showed his bald head now. He don't have a high top fade like Blade anymore. So when he showed J. Jonah Jameson, when they showed him, I was like, I already know where we going with this.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be a dummy to understand what's going on. It's like it's a multiverse theory. And they already played on that whole ideal with past movies and what can be in the multiverse. So I was like, all right, we here.
Well, they played it within that movie with Mysterio saying he was from another dimension to begin with. The thing was the movie kind of like saying, no, we're actually going to go there. That was just a cop out, you know, a red herring. Like,
right. Yo, OG red hair. So when that happened, I said, all right, bro, we already here.
And I think I didn't rewatch kind of any Spider-Man movies, which was kind of the point. I didn't want to go back and say, oh, that one was better or this or worse. I think you and I have kind of shit talked some of the Sam Raimi ones because of certain moments that have kind of reappeared on the timeline. But as a kid, I think those movies were good. And I think now as an adult, I would probably view them like some of the set pieces are staged brilliantly because Sam Raimi can kind of do that stuff. But then a lot of the, you know, duller moments are like, you know. But then again, it did have the great moment where like Harry just smacks him like, huh, brother? Huh? So there's probably some unintentional comedy when trying to be serious. But yeah, I think the Far From Home ending is kind of what ruins that movie for a lot of people. Like besides it being just okay, I mean, it's not bad, it's not terrible. I think it was all right, but it was hard to follow up. Endgame was the thing, and like that was the first one. There was like, so Endgame had just happened, and they have to follow up with Spider-Man. It was just like Captain Marvel right before Endgame. Like, oh, what are we expecting when we're about to see the biggest movie ever made in terms of like connecting all these movies together? And then how do you follow that? And it's kind of been a process through the rest of these MCU movies and kind of the shows, which have upstaged the movies. I mean, mainly in this year, we can say. But I thought it was good.
That's all they got right now.
The shows?
Yeah, that's all they got right now.
No, this movie was like they still got it. They still got it. They
how many more times?
There's Ricky Steamboat in 09.
So you saying? So I'm not Ricky Steamboat anymore. 09.
You're always
okay. So, but me and this movie ain't the same.
Mainly it's like you know, John Cena in 2015, 2016 when people like thought that run of him in 2011, 2012 was done, and it's like, no, I'm doing the US Open Challenge. I'm having matches with AJ Styles. Kevin Feige's still showing. He's putting on the hat. He's got the towel. He's running down.
But like Cena after that, we don't need to see no more.
What? That's because his heart wasn't in it as much.
Just like this movie.
No, I think Kevin Feige now.
You can't go nowhere else, Davis. It's here and down. I mean, no, you can't go past the goddamn movie.
I don't want to skip to the end of the movie, but that fucking basically a trailer at the end of the movie was like, holy shit. Like, the fuck is...
When we get to that part, I got a theory.
Yeah.
About all that.
But anyway...
This theory is the 360 deal for him.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
No. Well, he kind of he kind of is in a 360 deal with Disney, but more so Tom Holland.
No, all these actors are, because like I said, like they have to sign a contract for how many movies. It's not like they're going to make all of them, but they had, like, Disney has the right to option them to bring back. Like, Benedict Cumberbatch of all people is probably like the one like, shit, I gotta fucking do these Marvel movies. I'm an actor. Like,
didn't he just sign on for like additional movies?
No, I wouldn't be. Not that I'm aware of, but I wouldn't be surprised if he probably did one more after Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Bloody hell, they paying me a lot of money
because he's already done Doctor Strange, 2 of it, that Infinity War and Endgame, and then Spider-Man. But so it leads to a good scene where he's just kind of like super famous right away, and then him and MJ have to get out of there, and they have great chemistry, which makes sense why they finally got together. Shouts to him for getting his woman. What are you gonna say about that?
No, go on, because you're about to say something else, but to put him over, go on.
He's a legend. Tom Holland's a legend. Come on.
So you saying the shoot wise? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And in the movie, yeah,
Okay, so you can do it too.
Nah, I can't.
You and Tom Holland about the same height and the same weight.
True. I mean, I'll probably play the stunt double in the next Spider-Man movie.
Either that or nah, he's all. I'm about to say Kingpin, but you can't play Kingpin.
We'll put when one of our friends or whoever, if we all get together, make like a superhero movie. When you play Lex Luthor and I play Spider-Man.
You got your goddamn mom. But the one from the TV show,
the Justice League, yeah.
The
I kind of thought that when I first was like, this man looks like Justice
Billy
League,
Zane.
Lex Luthor. Yeah, well, we never got to talk about Billy Zane a few weeks ago. We forgot, and then Billy Zane appears in the now released MacGruber TV show, and I was like, holy shit!
The what now TV show?
MacGruber. Remember when SNL would make fun of MacGyver with MacGruber?
No, but I've seen the great movie, but I didn't know they gave him a TV show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When did that come out?
And Billy, I think sometime this week.
Really?
On Peacock.
All right, well, it's worth that $10 I just paid for.
I think Billy Zane's the villain.
Well, I'll be goddamn. You're right. Larry Fishburne in it.
Yeah. Don't call him like Larry. Don't call me Larry Fishburne.
Remember, I said your mother calls you Larry. I'm gonna call you Larry. It came out already.
Yeah, the whole thing or just one episode?
I think just one episode. It just came out.
How
the fuck I know? I know what I'm doing later on.
Yeah, now that you say that, and I gotta rewatch the movie. I've never seen the movie from start to end. I've only seen parts of it.
Yeah, remember Mark Henry and Chris Jericho was in it?
Yeah, all I also remember is that he was fucking his ghost wife at the graveyard. That's the only other thing I remember.
Because that was the whole recurring thing throughout the movie. He kept
his wife. Yeah.
He didn't wanna,
and I think someone's also at the cemetery, like what the fuck? Like,
hey man, that's some. All right, what's that with Kane? When Kane did that shit,
Kane's in it as well.
No. Remember Kane did that shit
on
WWE? No. He was in WWE. Remember? Kane, was it Kane?
Oh, Katie Vick.
Katie Vick, yeah.
No, I mean, that's a dead body. He's like legit fucking a ghost in MacGruber.
Tomato. But the bitch ain't.
Let's not go there. So him and MJ are swinging through. They have some good back and forth. Like, let's go to your parents. My dad will kill you. I thought you said he'd like me. Like that type of, count. And then once they get to his apartment and they have like a great oneer of like him and her getting through, and then like his costume falls off, and then Aunt May and Happy walk in on them, and she's like, "Are you having sex?" He's like, "No." Like, what? And then the neighbor walks by, and then all the helicopters are just right outside, and he's just trying to stop them. It's a great comedy scene, and then leads to the next thing, which is them getting that somebody narked on me. His house gets raided by Stewie from Succession, and there's a good interrogation scene with Ned, where he's like, "So you were Spider-Man's accomplice in all his acts?" And he's like, "I'd like to recant everything I'd said," which you can't do that once. And then they also threatened Aunt May with CPS. Like, wow, this movie's dark, but it's also like dark in certain moments. He's like child endangerment, yeah, and especially towards like the second half. But she's just like child endangerment, and all that. And then we get the biggest cameo, which had been spoiled, earlier in the week, about a week and a half ago, of Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock.
Months ago.
True,
it's that one big spoiler.
Yeah, officially confirmed. And he has a good scene saying, you'll be able to get away with it. There's no case, but there will be a trial for Happy of all people, which was the funny part. And then someone throws a brick through the window, and then boom, the blind man from Hell's Kitchen.
And he said, how were you able to do that? He said, "I'm a good lawyer."
Good lawyer. And I ought to sue your ass.
And once again, Daredevil in the Marvel Universe. There you go.
The same Daredevil. So that's the interesting part of what this movie is choosing to add and subtract. I mean, will John Berthel's Punisher appear? Same thing with Michael Jordan's Luke Cage. I mean,
hell no.
Yeah, I really only hope it's Matt. I only hope it's Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock.
I think
kind of
so.
it.
Also, spoiler. Well, we already at the spoiler part, but also with what Davis is saying about Hawkeye. Here you go.
Like I said, I haven't seen it, but I was aware that's where they were going towards anyway.
Yeah, so it's official now. Just I'm cool with just that property. Honestly, we don't need a Punisher in there.
Only because it's like they won't go the full Punisher route is the thing.
Exactly.
Even though aren't there Punisher and Blade team ups in the comics?
Yeah, and it's very violent.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So
It's like,
that's why we probably won't get it.
yeah, that's the shitty part about the Disney own thing. But I mean, again, like there are some dark scenes in this movie where I thought they wouldn't go that far, especially like Spider-Man, like legit punching people, which is like one of the few times it's happened in I'd say like the last kind of 3 to 4 movies. Like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man like never really fights anyone in the second one. He just does like the spider type of offense. And yeah, Tom Holland kind of No Way Home, and I mean I'm Far From Home and Homecoming, some brief moments, but it's mainly just using the webs and all this technology that he's got.
Oh, and he was socking his shit out of Buddy when we get to that part.
I mean, when at the end, him and Green Goblin, they legit have Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome, One Night Stand 05 type of going through the building, a spine buster, throwing some forearms, some elbow strikes.
I popped when that spine buster happened. That shit had me rolling. He hit him with the R. Anderson for real.
And that's the thing too. John Watts was in his bag this movie. He directed the fuck out of it. Like the cinematography, not just that Warner through the apartment once the helicopters are on it, but when his spider sense is off and like they just follow him in like an up close type of like feel, it's like whole, and especially that scene later on, we'll get to it. But shouts to John Watts for, again, a guy who will be stuck in this system because he'll be going on to Fantastic Four next, for growing kind of as a director while he's been making this movie, while he's making these movies.
Well, he got time between that if he doesn't want to work, just because we don't know when that's coming out.
But that with something like that, you have to start pre-production like right away soon. Again, they haven't casted anyone, so
it's no script yet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if it is, it's probably like a first draft, if that.
So, and then we kind of just see his life as Peter Parker in high school. As everyone knows he's Spider-Man, and there's some good comedy there, especially with Hannibal Buress being like Mysterio. He killed Mysterio. He's a conspiracy theorist. He had the good comedy in the first one. He's like, I think Captain America's a war criminal now. So like, don't pay attention to what he's saying when they're watching the video.
Yeah, the Hannibal Buress, his punchlines. That's all it was.
And JB Smoove and Martin Starr with you climb through the wall, climb up the walls, swing through the hallways, whatever you need to do. Just we'll accommodate it.
Hey, JB Smoove, another keep getting them checks, bro.
Keep getting them checks, yeah. But then there's kind of also a good story with his friendship with Ned and his love with MJ and them trying to all go to MIT together. That kind of carries through the movie. How long can you stay friends with your closest friends and all that? And then they find out they can't go to MIT. They won't get in because of what's happened, all the events. Then he gets like the light bulb, like as he says in Despicable Me, light bulb. And then you go see Doctor Strange for some good stuff there, especially Wong, our guy, Mr. Leave me out of this.
King PTO
is now the Sorcerer Supreme of all things, but he's still like, nuh-uh, that's on you. That is not my job.
I ain't gonna be here. It's like he know ahead of time some bullshit is coming.
Legit. But so like they walk through the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is snow covered, just because of some, magic shit.
It's December.
Yeah, that's But Wong leaves after he says like, don't do what you're about to do, which in movies, that's always what happened. Just like in the 80s, it was like, don't throw a party. And then they're like, no, never. Why would we never do that? Let's go.
It's like the Snoop Dogg Gin and Juice video.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
You remember that? You don't remember that video, huh?
I don't think I've seen that video, no.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing. Like the parents leave and then they just start throwing a party.
Which one is when he turns into a dog, like Animorph?
Gin and Juice.
I have seen that one.
No,
No.
is it my name? No, it
I'll
might be
probably
gin and juice. Yeah.
Because I was like, I've seen the one where like, I mean, I've seen a few, but yeah, I'm like the one that he turns into a dog has to be gin and juice, right?
It's either one of those. I haven't
When he
seen it
turns,
in a
when he turns
while.
into like a Doberman, right?
Yeah. So it's either one of those videos though.
But take us through the whole scene with Doctor Strange and Peter. All right, so far, what haven't you liked about anything I've said? Because everything so far has been great to me.
It's cool. Let me be clear. The movie is cool to me. It's all right. But what people making it out to be, I myself personally don't find it phenomenal. Just because I'm over Disney. Or not even over Disney. I can't say that because they buying all the properties. Just over Marvel. I'm not a huge fan of what's going on. Like some of the TV shows is cool, but otherwise than that, everything so far is all right. Like the Doctor Strange stuff I like just because I know it's gonna in fact be in tune with the multiverse. And that's all I've been really waiting for. But they said we getting out the way because the Batman is coming. So now I gotta wait till May to watch that.
Yeah, what's my name is when he turns into a dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, exactly.
That's up for the building in Long Beach, the record shop.
Okay, so here we go. Let's just have this fight now. So you're saying like, oh no, it's all right. Oh man, it's a Disney movie. But earlier this year, when the fucking Snyder cut was released, and everyone was just like, oh my god, Zack Snyder, thank you so much for giving
What
us
is this?
jerking off Zack Snyder. Because that's
Okay,
what
wait,
all
fire
y'all
for that.
did. That's what all y'all did for a movie that should have been 2.5 hours. And it was still mid.
I'm agreeing with you, but that's bullshit what you just said. Now,
No, everyone
4
is
hours
like,
is too much.
it's a masterpiece. Oh my god, no. So you mean the part where like they're singing Aquaman away? Like that's fucking brilliant.
Everything about it is fire.
Or him catching a fucking hot dog in fucking slow mo. No,
Fire for
no.
That was
No.
great. It's just 4 hours of greatness
Garbage.
that doesn't need to be needed.
Again, that movie could have been so much better if they cut half. And then the end with the fucking worst scene in movies this year with Joker and Batman arguing for 15 minutes, being like, we don't have much time. Superman can find us anywhere, and they just have a fucking first take debate.
That was ridiculous. Because it's like, hey, if he's supposed to be here any minute, he could hear from miles away.
And just so Batman could fucking cuss? No. Fuck you.
That's all it was. Well, he cussed just like you. All these goddamn hyperboles you using right now. You offended me with all these curse words.
I'm gonna take him as disrespect.
You got a nasty fucking mouth. You need to wash it.
Look what you just said.
Because you fucking keep cussing in fucking front of me.
Anyway, but yeah.
This is a Sunday, Davis, and we talking about Spider-Man. Some kids
I don't give a
listening.
fuck about I think gonna say the Lord. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about.
He don't give a fuck about you either. Keep
good.
Going. Or Marvel.
I don't care.
Hey, what song? Kumbaya. What's that song from the Snyder Cut?
I can't even.
Didn't they have like a gospel-esque song? Like you
they
always say he does?
Oh, hallelujah. Yeah.
There you go.
I heard him play.
You play that at church. You summoning something else.
So he gets Doctor Strange to cast a spell for him because he basically feels bad. He's like, yeah, you're a kid. Let me help you out a bit. Plus, I'm Doctor Strange. I can just fucking do the shit easily. And then
Peter Parker said he has to remember that he's 17 too. I like that. He's like, I forgot.
But, yeah. And then Peter Parker, like most kind of guys are someone we just like, oh no, wait, oh no, what about this? No.
You
very neurotic, very Corey from Boy Meets World, like just wait a minute.
I like that reference.
I'm doing the best I can. Just type of like attitude. That whole awkward nerdiness is what makes Peter Parker. And it's something I don't know if that really had an influence on me. I think just overall might be like, ooh, whenever like someone like come to like bumps into you or like just saying I'm sorry a lot, which is like what he does anytime he's swinging around with MJ. But as he's like, oh no, she has to remember, and then Ned has to remember, and then my aunt, and that like fucks everything up. Dr. Strange kicks his ass out. He's like, get the fuck out.
Because he's saying, wait a minute, you didn't even try to reapply?
Yeah, that was hilarious. He's like, wait a minute. First of all, couldn't he have gotten like Dr. Strange's recommendation of all people? I swear he's from MIT when like they show his like accolades, like he has like a framed degree from MIT before he gets into a Magnum TA type of car crash and fucks up his hands.
Right, because he's a legit doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have. I just thought about that.
Or like maybe Tony Stark could have set something up for him when he had like the demonstration at MIT.
No, he would, because Tony Stark don't give a fuck about.
Stop it! No, we ain't doing this. We
Yeah.
ain't doing this today. No, not today.
Put him in the dirt. He don't care about nobody but himself.
But he kicks him out in hilarious fashion, and then he tries like let me call the woman, and figure out.
That reminded me of Oprah.
Shouts to her. She was good on the show Barry.
Okay, I knew she looked familiar. I was like, damn, man, Oprah got a light. That's what I kept saying.
Maybe you and I will write and direct the movie where she'll play Oprah.
I'm not doing that fucking movie. You kidding me? So Oprah could be the executive producer and sue us?
Do you remember when in the hip hop action trilogy directed by Andrezi Bartowak, he did Romeo Must Die, Exit Wounds, and Cradle of the Grave, and like the two post-credit scenes, well, like as the credits go on, Tom Arnold and Anthony Anderson would be talking about like Oprah and like other random shit. He's like, see, I like fat Oprah because it just showed like she's sexier that way. Tom Arnold like, oh, really? I've always been more into skinny Oprah. It's just oh no, she need to eat. Like,
the
when
fact
she had
that
them
you
donuts.
know that is hilarious, and you remember that is even more hilarious because I haven't seen that shit in years. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm who I am.
Yo, I can't go on BRP and tell them this. I can't wait to hear their reaction. I know, like, God bless, but I don't like Romeo Must Die, by the way.
Oh, no, it's horrible. It's, No, when I watched it, I think I watched it sometime during the pandemic. I'm like, this is fucking awful. First of all, they try to bring another football team to Oakland. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. They're playing at the fucking baseball stadium to begin with. No.
Bruh, I haven't seen that since 02. Legit, I haven't seen this since 02. And I remember the song more so than the movie.
Yeah, it's just bad. And the whole like football scene where he's just doing fucking parkour flips over them to get away, and like Cradle of the Grave is the masterpiece out of those films.
Yeah. I was gonna say that because I was thinking about Exit Wounds.
Exit Wounds I've only seen once. They do the right thing in swapping out because they make DMX a co-star of that one, but it's Seagal, which is like, oh great, we gotta see him do his and do a backflip where it's like that was definitely the stunt man. And I remember watching like that's not him because it's such slow motion that when like it's here you can tell like that's someone else's face.
Well, for so many reasons why it wouldn't be him either.
Yeah.
Well, Crazy the Grave is fire. Yeah, that motherfucker. Bro, he ain't did a goddamn turn since like Under Siege. He ain't turned to his left. I can't turn left. No, you can't.
Cradle of the Grave legit has like DMX on a fucking ATV, like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin in 03, as X Gonna Give It To You plays.
On top of buildings.
Legit. And then like Jet Li, 5'4" Jet Li beats up Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, and Randy Couture.
I believe it.
And like a half octagon cage. It was a weird setup.
I believe it.
I think they basically almost had the TNA lockdown cage, the six-sided cage, almost pretty. Yeah,
I believe it.
We'll talk about that great movie another day because we got to talk about this great movie.
Okay.
So he goes and tries to make his case like, hey, you should really like kind of hear me out. And then Doc Ock appears. It was the big reveal in the trailer that they are officially doing the multiverse after all the rumors of like so and so's been on set and what's real, what's fake. They got Alfred Molina, who is fucking on one. Like you said, he was like, I'm just doing this for the money, but he's also like, I'm here to act.
They gave him a number and he said, okay, I got y'all. Because
he
had most of the lines out of all the villains.
Yeah, especially when it's just him in the cell, like talking shit. Like
he had the best scenes for the villains. They was like, because of course,
Jamie Foxx has some good ones. He's like, no man, it's just a tree.
Yeah, no, his comic timing was great as usual. But for the most part, I feel like Doc Ock had the most lines because Alfred Molina, because everybody else was like, all right, I need this, and I'll do it. The same thing with Willem Dafoe. They was like, we'll give you this just to do it. But I feel like with Alfred Molina, they was like, Pick a number. I bet. I'm about to give y'all a performance.
Legit, and he gives a performance in like one scene in Promising Young Woman, a great movie that you should watch. I believe it's on HBO Max still. He's in one scene, and it's just like acting, just him. Like he plays all the levels: angry, sad, depressed, like evil, fearful, just like, and all in like one scene. Just like holy shit! But again, he's been one of the great actors, of the last 30, 40 years, and he's great in he's good in Spider-Man 2, especially when he's like, Connors tells me you're brilliant, but you're lazy.
That movie didn't age well, but he has the best scenes.
When we talk about not aging well, I think all the I don't want my powers anymore MJ stuff is what doesn't age well. The scene where like, oh my god, like how do we get like these tentacles out of his back, and then like turns into a horror movie for 4 minutes when it's just like and the arms are going all over the place and like a buzzsaw. Like it's Sam Raimi made Evil Dead. It was just like him bringing that to Spider-Man. But the whole him and MJ and seeing Peter Parker be poor, which seems like we'll be seeing again in this for this generation.
Well, he's already broke. He broke in a month.
Like he did say that. I remember when they were FaceTime, he's like, the only thing is I'm still broke.
Hey man, listen. And then also James Franco didn't help because he's horrible.
I mean, like I said, he's good when he's like, "Huh, brother?" When he's playing sad, drunk billionaire son.
Right. Well, that's his everyday life. So
yeah, he's kind of worse in 3 when he's just like eating the pie. He's like, so good.
But everybody at that point, you could tell like Sam Raimi, everybody cashed in.
Yeah, they were
the studio. Because remember, we were supposed to get a 4th one with the Vulture.
With the Vulture, yeah. And Tobey Maguire's like, get the fuck out of my face. What do you say in the paparazzi? Move out of the fucking way.
You dumb motherfucker, move.
Move.
Like, nah, Sony, y'all ain't give me another one of these movies. No.
So they have a really good action scene. Again, the action in this movie is also phenomenal. They have a great scene on the bridge of him.
No. I'm not being sarcastic. The action was probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah, it's definitely
this is some good ass action.
What was him versus the Sinister Six, basically is what we're getting to. I think the Spider-Man game having come out before Far From Home, and then kind of like responding to that also along with Into the Spider-Verse as well. Like, what should we do? Like, let's kind of look at all these facets. What haven't we done? We haven't really seen Tom Holland's Peter Parker like kick someone's ass. And also do some other crazy type of Spider-Man stunts that, not so much him. Like the whole point of like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is just to be like free falling and the ultimate like web slinger type of stuff, that because they finally had perfected the CGI technology towards like the early version of in Spider-Man 2002. It's kind of like the same shot of the person in the real suit and then some bad CGI kind of sprinkled in through the rest. Like whenever he lands, you can tell it. Like, but then, do you also think the original trilogy kind of hasn't held up when like Green Goblin Spartan kicks him and he flies through like 14 tables during the parade or whatever was going on?
Which can't happen because he got superhuman strength.
Yeah, but it was also just.
But that is ridiculous.
But it is ultimately like Sam Raimi slapsticky cartoon, like like. In this, it's not too much like that. I mean, they go through buildings and levels of apartment floors in the building and all that. But once
they got the right people that's doing it. So
yeah,
it's the Green Goblin and the Spider-Man both have superhuman strength, so it works out. But he got his nose white being Spider-Man.
Yeah. And again, he's going against the Green Goblin again. Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin is still just like frightening.
Yeah. He's like, fix us. What do you say?
I think he scared me as a kid sometimes with like certain looks when I would watch, like when I first saw him, he would just like, ha! And I'd be like, ah!
Scary looking motherfucker, the Boondock Saints. That one scene, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, you're an asshole.
That man was just Chi-Chi Man, and he came through the door.
But so he defeats Doc Ock, and he also kind of gains control of the arms, and he has like that good. And then he saves the woman, and she's like, "No, I'll let them hear you out." And like you're a hero, you saved my life. It's just like, it's no big deal. Like, yeah. And then a fucking goblin grenade comes out, and then magic. So then he says, "I bought that thing," and it's the lizard in the subway.
Yeah,
so that was
he had to teleport back because he's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my ass whooped.
which, fuck you, magic tricks, as Drew Goddard would say in regards to Doctor Strange. In this again, Drew Goddard's probably pissed that they made his Sinister Six movie with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange in it as well.
Dog, I'm just glad it finally happened so Sony can stop trying to force this shit.
Oh, you
Nah.
wait, my friend, you wait.
No, because
Again,
apparently
what was
now
the-
they're
what
like,
was
yo,
the
we're gonna do a solo Rhino movie. Bro, Morbius
Well, I mean,
ain't
they were-
came out.
That played right before, and like this movie was supposed to come out before the fucking Venom movie was the thing, and that movie already came out, and like, and no one was like, Venom.
That shit's supposed to come out like last April, bro.
And no one talked about Venom. Let there be carnage. Let's just say that. So Sony, you're fucking it up. And don't just blame it on the pandemic and all that. No, people were just like, it was a fun thing to have it at first. No one wanted it again. They wanted to see Carnage. Venom Let There Be Carnage. You saw it?
Yeah, I told you that.
Oh yeah. I forgot. I saw it. Seen it.
It made its money, and then
It made 400. The first one made 800.
That's
I know that's
good.
I know that's not pandemic, times, but still.
But we'll talk about how Sony is getting their way. Everybody getting their way except for Tom Holland. We'll get to that point.
Yeah, that poor kid.
Have it my way.
I was just about to. Hey, there we. You read my eyes.
That's Sony right now.
Tom Hardy having no way.
Oh, they got him and Tom
Tom
times.
Tom Hardy is willing to do it though because he'll be able to finance all his other weird projects.
Weird
And
projects.
also, any weird movie or independent film he wants to go and make again. Like like the Al Capone movie where he's like, I'm gonna get all this makeup on and just be.
It
Al
wasn't
Capone.
weird, but it was OD.
No, it was. I've just heard that all Tom Hardy does in that movie is just fart and like shit himself and then
that's
shoot
one
alligators.
scene, bro. People are ridiculous. So that's one scene because he got
Syphilis.
dementia. He got dementia.
Dementia from syphilis, right?
Yeah. So it's like it's just certain scenes he'll have where he having a flashback and he think it's like happening for real. So that's the only thing. And then it's just that one scene in the bed. But otherwise than that, it's not like every 5 minutes.
It's not. Remember Tropic Thunder? Jeff Portnoy.
No.
He's
And
just like,
the makeup
when
is
Jack Black plays the
ridiculous.
characters that are just farting at the dinner table.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. They wild for that because I wouldn't watch nothing like that.
I like the booty sweat.
What do you say about him in that movie?
The best thing about that part, real quick, is he's like, his name's Lance. So you tell it, Lance. Are you gay? Like, no, I'm Al Pacino. I like the booty. He's like, certain type of booty, I'd say, or something like that. I guess you talk about Lance's booty. He's like, I'm Al Pacino.
A certain type of pussy, yeah.
That movie was outrageous but phenomenal. I gotta say it.
It was for no reason, bro.
Legit.
And that's
Like-
before the writer's strike too.
That's probably why they had a writer's strike. They're like, look at what they're doing to us. It was Ben Stiller and Justin Theroux. So it was two actors. I know Ben Stiller fancies himself a writer director, but you ain't it, pal. You ain't it, pal. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that
What movie
guy.
did he get nominated for again? Like 2014, 13, something like that. Remember he got nominated for some movie. I think he directed it. If I'm not
No,
mistaken.
he tried. There was that one movie where he tried to make like an Oscar movie, and they were like, nope. It was the one with that Sean Penn had a cameo, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, I think.
There you go.
He didn't get nomination. He might have got Golden Globe or something, but like that legit, he was like, I'm gonna make an Oscar movie. And they're like, you're fucking Ben Stiller.
Your Zoolander is one look.
Not even Zoolander, like, go meet the fucking Fockers, you asshole. Like,
And I hate that movie.
yeah. But so Doctor Strange is like, they come from the other dimension. There are more. We gotta capture them. Press this, and then they all. Oh no, he hasn't even found the box yet. He's like, we just gotta bring them all here when we'll figure it out. And he gives him like a weird suit that they don't really kind of explain. His like magic spider suit, which I mean,
That he has
It's
for
just
one shot.
Yeah.
one scene.
it literally the battle against Electro with the Sandman. He just has that suit and it's gone. And like that was purely just to sell toys. That was the branding, the marketing. Like we need another suit because the whole point of Infinity War, he has the Iron Spider suit. Far From Home, he has two suits. He has the stealth suit, which is stupid still, and then he has the black and red throwback suit, which is cool with the web wings, the gliders.
Like you said, they gotta sell merch, bro.
They gotta sell toys, yeah. Like the Young Bucks in AEW, they're just all about moving the merch.
Exactly. So, because I'm like, it's not a symbiote suit, but
yeah,
what shirt is that?
This is the high school shirt.
That's what I figured. I was like, yo, do you got a high school shirt? You just tell kids or tell people that you was in a science program. Like you tell your little brothers, yeah, I was in the science program. Like, oh, the fuck
they
you
no.
wasn't. I seen the same movie you saw.
One of them would probably say that.
like, bro, like I am the child of Mike as well, bro. I don't believe none of you.
No. They're stepbrothers.
Hey, listen. Shawn Michaels. Okay.
If anyone who's heard Black Wrestling, this week's Black Wrestling, my dad, who I've mentioned on this pod before, but I think anyone who listens to BRP listens to this as well. You got to hear the man who I always reference with his crazy takes. If we got to bring him on here, talk about movies and TV, it'd be 10 times worse.
No, I can't wait to hear it. If
like
we
said,
can get him on here.
So you'd be like, what do you think about Fast and Furious? He'd be like,
well, I already know you told me his opinion on
yeah.
that. I would
be
know
just
his
like,
favorite movie.
I'm saying like he would legit have like the eye roll, be like, he's like, here's the first movie, Cars. Here's the second movie, we're driving again. Here's the third movie, drifting. Like,
I definitely want to know his take on like a lot of movies and TV shows, considering his age as well.
Yeah, but
so what do you think about the Jeffersons, Big Mike?
I don't think you watched the Jeffersons. That's too early.
Oh yeah, he more so a 90210 guy.
No, that was my mom. Dylan McKay.
Shouts out to Jungle Boy.
So once he gives him this magic suit, he tells him the coordinates of like they go find the coordinates of the next one, which is Jamie Foxx's Electro, and he does have the great scene where he's like, "So you're just gonna let me stand here buck ass naked?" Like, because they were kind of skipping like, so Electro shows up and it's kind of blue at first, but then it was like draining the electricity from the power towers, and then fucking Sandman shows up and helps Spider-Man. I was like confused by that, and they got shouts to Thomas Hayden Church, Lyle from George of the Jungle for fucking coming back, fucking all these years later.
It was gonna happen when everybody returned. I'm not surprised.
I think it seems like I want to know the trickery with him and with Reese Ifans, who's the lizard, Dr. Connors. I want to know.
We got $2 million.
No, they look like some enhancement to de-age is what I'm saying.
No, with Thomas Hayden, last time I saw him, he looked just about the same.
No, he doesn't look bad as I was saying. Just like he looks exactly like Flint Marko from 2007. That's when I'm like, something's going on. They might have reshaped, unless they were able to give him the exact same look. But he did a show a couple years ago. But yeah, he's a guy who's not really kind of been in a lot of stuff as of late. But same thing with Reese. I mean, Reese Ifans will be in the King's Man as Rasputin. But again, I saw the full trailer for that. It's like, shit, I'm gonna be seeing this movie like in a week.
Yeah, Wednesday.
I probably won't be seeing it Wednesday because we got to record BRP, but I'll probably be seeing it after. I mean, unless I go after the super late showing, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm hyped for that movie. That'll be our next spoiler-filled review.
That and The Matrix. Now I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Let me look at camera A. When The Matrix comes out, boy, I'm about to bar y'all up. Especially if they give into my theory, and then just in life in general, Brother Koofy about to be on for that movie.
But what's good is like once, just like with Alfred Molina's Doc Ock, when Flint Marko shows up, like you're not Peter, but you're Spider-Man. So that's good. Like they're aware, at least of what's going on in this multiverse and all that, and are trying to figure it out. Same thing with Jamie Foxx. Like he's like, you're not my Spider-Man either. But then, so they get sent to the basement of the Sanctum Sanctorum where there's like, we skipped to that great part. It's like, oh my God, they have a torture device. Or like, I'm pretty sure that's a Pilates machine.
I want to go back too and talk about when Jamie Foxx makes his appearance and he's no longer Electro for that certain period of time. I could tell with certain people, if not everybody, like just be yourself. With him, he basically fucking Jamie Foxx with FX.
Oh, when he showed up,
Yeah,
he was like,
I was like, okay.
I'm playing me. They're like, say less. Say less.
Yeah, I could tell what this was. Like I said, I got an idea of what was going on ahead of time with these appearances. They like just show up to work. The money
I
already been
think
deposited.
that was the thing. In order for the people to come back, it was like, you're paying me this much and I do what I want. And they're like, deal. Because they just wanted to make the Sinister Six multiverse movie.
Yeah, and then it's no problem just because with their shots, it's not that hard to shoot. It shouldn't be a certain period of time. As you could tell, like I feel like maybe production for most of the Sinister Six was probably depending on when they shot it and what order.
You can tell.
It was probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops.
Well, not just that, but like you could tell, like the green screens are around all of them just based on like what's in the background is miles and miles away because it doesn't exist.
Just coming to
which is all these movies, but yeah, it's just the thing. Like you could tell those guys are on set, but then they're not using a physical. Like they're not outside because they're never really are like that.
Yeah, because Happy Hogan's condo is just like, yo, come to New York, come to Atlanta.
The Happy Hogan condo legit is just like the ultimate set they have, like to get everyone together. It's like that's the one day people actually were on set together. Was that?
Yeah.
Was
and
that
probably was only a week or so of night shoots. It's just like, yo, let's come here and knock it out. Come to New York, go to Atlanta, knock it out, and y'all basically might be done at that point. Because the Statue of Liberty thing definitely was in soundstage.
Yeah, of course. When you have a type of set piece that big, yeah.
Oh yeah, because they leaked out that photo when we get to it.
When he's on the
I was like, damn, bro, whoever leaked that out, you'll never work again.
No, none of these people will. I mean, do you want to talk about that real quick? So, is that an issue you had with the movie? I'm not saying like you're holding it against it, but like everything being leaked and it becoming more or less true. Did that have an impact on you or no?
Because it was
just in terms like you knew what to expect. You weren't surprised by anything.
Hey man, that's like my life. I don't expect anything, so I can't be surprised because I already expected that to happen. What does Zendaya say in the movie? She said, "If you expect disappointment,
you will get it. You will get disappointment."
That's what I'm saying. So I don't give a fuck. But it's just look.
No, it's don't get excited because you'll be met with disappointment or something like that.
Yeah, to a certain degree, I agree with her. But
yeah, that was me with F9.
No, that's different. That was just heartbreak.
This movie was me like going in like the last few weeks. I'm like, I don't know if this movie will be good. And then when I left, I was like, I mean, if you heard my voice tweet,
still one of the funniest things that happened this year.
No, I had a new one.
Really?
After Spider-Man, I said I screamed, "This is cinema."
Oh my god, I gotta hear this. Let me install the app so I can hear it later.
Oh yeah, that's your
at
thing.
the BBD pod. Make sure to follow us.
Yeah,
I don't say too much on there these days.
Yeah.
Because Davis yelled at me. I said, "I'm sorry, boss."
When
I used to say certain things about pressure, about a couple pressures.
I'm just saying,
like, I could tell.
You can tell
they
who
like
tweets.
Movies too.
No, I'm just saying you can tell who tweets what from the account.
Yeah, but they like movies as well.
But
and we need that fan base.
Oh, is that what we need?
Absolutely, because they pay for shit. And they listen to shit and they watch shit.
I'm not going there right now. We'll
okay.
Let's get that offline. How many times have you paid versus how many times have they paid? I'll ask you that offline.
Continue.
Exactly. See, you were just like lied out of your ass right there.
Pause, but yeah.
And then the Electro Sandman interaction is kind of brief. It just kind of set up what's about to happen in the grand scheme of that. We get him and Doctor Strange actually have a good encounter once he's like, you know what, your plan isn't gonna work. But I'm skipping ahead because before that was Norman Osborn shows up again. The voices in his head, like Randy Orton, are talking to him. And he's just like, no. He's the normal voice is always like, leave me alone. And then he was like, you know what you want.
And I said, hey yo.
And where's again, just the first thing any one man wants? Marissa Tomei. Just like
Well, I was about to say Al Snow's old phrase.
From Marissa Tomei.
No. When you said what does everybody want? I immediately thought about Al Snow's old saying.
But he's the final one. He goes to the homeless shelter. May's like, you gotta help him. You can't just send them back. You gotta help them because they'll die if they go back. That's the fate. I mean, that's the fate they'll meet and all that.
Which was a bar, because he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Like, you can't stop the inevitable. He was trying to tell him that. Like, that was my main thing. He's like, hey, I'm trying to make this work. We trying to keep things in the multiverse where it should go to keep shit in line.
Well, he's like, I already messed up to begin with by bringing them here. And she's like, now you have to fix it. And not just fix it to benefit you, to fix it to benefit everyone. Because she raised him right and all that.
Yeah, like when they was giving the speech about like Electro was saying, like, yo, I went into like the grid, I was about to come energy, and then I ended up here.
Yeah, their versions of like I was kicking Spider-Man's ass. Yeah, I had him on the ropes, he was minutes away from dying. And then wait a minute. Fuck, then I was here.
And that was great writing right there. I did like that when they were just talking about like when Alfred Molina or Doc Ock was saying, like, yo, I was in the ocean, and then next thing I know, I'm here. That was dope. And then, but the Norman, see, that's when I'm saying the Norman Osborn thing became conflicted, because he was like, yo, Doc Ock was like, yo, I saw you die, but now you here. So now how does that work to fix that?
I think they're taking that they're out of their own times from that moment in time, while like I think it's the thing like where time again is supposed to be linear, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, he was already dead. And then we saw him die. He was placed on the bed by Spider-Man.
Do you really? Yeah.
So it's like with him, that doesn't work. Everybody else I could understand, because we did see Doc Ock fall to the abyss and pass out. And then
because the sun explodes, I think, inside the ocean, doesn't it?
I don't remember that part.
I'm pretty sure that's how it happens. Like the only way we can stop it is if I drown it in the ocean. But that means I'd have to die with it.
It makes it work with that is like, let's say that happens, but he appeared into that multiverse or that verse at that point. The same thing with Electro. It's like,
no, I think they're appearing when I think they get taken out of their universe right with like they're about to kill Spider-Man is what it seems like. It seems like in their versions they're not losing that right before they're taken out. It's not like they're about to be killed. It's legit like they're about to kill Spider-Man, and boom, something happens.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's where the confliction comes about with me. And it's like continuity, bruh. Keep it up, because Norman Osborn was placed in the bed dead. They had a funeral, but yet he's in this universe.
I mean, I guess what you're saying, because what happens later on, he sees him and he's like, but again, it's a spoiler part. When fucking Tobey fucking Maguire shows up. And
old as a motherfucker.
Like he just walked off courtside of Leo DiCaprio.
Bruh, and old, he ain't even that old. That motherfucker look old.
And so he's Spider-Man who's lived everything that's happened. And I think he's really supposed to be like Peter B. Parker in Spider-Verse. Like, I've been divorced. I'm out of shape.
Talked about Mary J. We working it out.
Yeah.
She didn't say that shit.
Yeah, and same thing with Andrew Garfield shows up. Fucking great head of hair still. Just like so envious of that. And just we'll get to that when we get to it, but like he's already, again, Gwen Stacy has passed. He hasn't met his Mary Jane because they cut all those scenes out in that movie.
Thank you. That was good continuity right there.
So he seems to have turned into like not an evil, but like a Dark Knight type of Spider-Man. It's like I would just be filled with rage and I would take it too far. He's BVS Batman with the branding and all that. Like, you didn't used to be this way. Something happened. Remember that Ben Affleck has a great speech where he's just like, "Oh, out of all 20 years in Gotham, look at all the good guys. How many stayed that way?"
Right. And then when he had that conversation with Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, and how he was like, "Yeah, I didn't do the whole love thing. I just kind of secluded myself."
After what's happened, yeah.
Yeah, and then Tobey was like, "Well, Mary Jane and my Mary Jane, I should say." That's what he said.
Yeah.
We working it out.
That was the thing too we forgot in the interrogation scene. So they finally say that she's Michelle Jones Watson, but she prefers to go by Michelle Jones.
Which is good.
Yeah. But again, I think it goes to show that like while Doc Ock I think makes a comment like because he's like MJ, he's like, you're MJ? Like so he's realizing it's a different universe, but being like, oh, don't do it like don't look at it like that. Don't
You're a colored?
No.
Somewhat MJ?
But then if he would probably hear like Michelle Jones, he'd be like, yeah, this is a multiverse. And I mean, he kind of figures already once he sees Norman Osborn alive, and he's like, he was dead.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I was like.
No,
Like,
it's, like I said, I think they're just taking out of their time. It's just like, how is Cap able to be there to give the shield and then live with Peggy?
right.
This is why I said it when we talked about it a few months ago. This is why time travel fucking sucks. Even though it's not really time travel, it's multiverse.
Marvel. It sucks.
No,
and
it sucks everywhere.
No, Back to the Future.
No, it
is
even
perfect.
sucks there because they had to fucking go to the Old West to fucking fix what they did.
Exactly, motherfucker. We got to go all the way back and we got to restart this shit to lay an outline for this.
No, that's
and then we stuck in Red Dead Redemption land. All right, that's fire. How it works. If you do something now, it affects the future or the past. That sounds like real life, ain't it?
I mean, I don't know what movie really has perfected time travel to me.
Back to the Future.
No, because it does it
one more.
by what you sent me today. Nobody calls me chicken.
Well, that's for a reason.
I know.
Fuckers want to get jokes off. I was trying to go to sleep. Got insomnia problems. And all
See, you're Del Curry from the other universe.
I'll kick you off this goddamn stream. Shouts out to Del Curry for talking to that hashtag good woman.
Oh, so now she's a good woman.
She's been a good woman. I just said I don't look like him.
No, you were like, she's all right.
No, I said she cool. I said she look good, bro.
Okay, we'll see. You know what? Megan, like I said, I think you're mad because I'm like, if she's your woman, a fitness model.
I guess. I just like women.
That is your type. Everyone knows that. Come on.
No, I like something that ain't even model.
All right. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. So,
yes, I don't know what to tell you.
So Doctor Strange is like, fuck it. I don't care about your moral code. It's nice that you have one. Man's got to have a code, but we got to undo all the shit that we fucked up. He's like, not even that I fucked over. He was like, call me sir. Like after he was supposed to be.
Yeah, he kept going back and forth. Steven, sir, hey man, fuck you. You strange.
Once he fucks up, he's like, call me. I said it was like the Ferris Bueller. He was like, call me sir. God damn it.
I'm gonna call you Hugo, motherfucker. How about we do that?
And then he takes the box from him. And they have like a good fight where he kicks him out and he's in the astral form. And he's
that shit was fire.
That was amazing. He's like, how's
that
your
was
body
fire.
able to do this? He's like, oh my God, this is so weird. And he's like, don't ever do that again. And they're fighting in the mirror dimension with all like the trains and the Grand Canyons.
Fire.
Exactly. Okay. So far everything's been good, right? Everything's been good.
I said good.
A minor
Let me
tweaks
be
just about
clear.
tweaks just about the continuity is what your issue is. Like, how is he from here when he's dead?
Let me be clear about my stance and what I said on Friday after I saw the movie and right now. The movie is cool. It's good, whatever you want to go with, one of those. But it ain't fucking fantastic. That's what I'm saying.
It is.
It ain't fucking fantastic.
Jennifer,
real quick, where is it ranking?
Fantastic.
Where is it ranking? Yo, oh, that reference is
That's
hilarious.
From King of the Hill. You remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
We need a King of the Hill movie, by the way.
Shouts to my mom, whose name was Jennifer. I would always, after that episode, I would always say that. Jennifer, we're fantastic.
And what did she used to say?
No, she would, because she thought that was hilarious. But that's also the episode where that's where Joseph hits his growth spurt, and then Bobby punches him. He's like, I took care of business. Me and my hammer.
Still the best episodes when he figured out what meditation is.
Oh, no, I like the one where they play baseball. Peggy plays baseball for Hank's team. Meanwhile, the Bobby story is he's making Girl Scout cookies. He's like, yeah. I doubled the butter. Aren't they great? And they are better than, because Hank's like, you could sure make good cookies, Peggy. She's like, I didn't make those, Bobby. He's like, what?
Hey, I wouldn't mind King of the Hill in 2022. Like everybody older.
No, do you think Hank Hill would be a MAGA man?
But that's what I'm saying. You could play along the lines of that.
Would he be Mark
remember
Calloway?
the MLK episode? Remember the MLK episode? They was talking about it and they was going back and forth.
I can't remember. I remember the one where Chris Rock shows up.
Yeah.
Your mama. You don't know anything about my mother.
I'll watch the King of the Hill after we're done.
Or when Hank becomes a pimp without knowing it.
Yeah.
Alabaster. All right, Alabaster.
But now going back to your question, maybe, but you could play along the lines of that. He might be Mark Calloway. Give him the blue light.
Oh, okay. I think that's what it would be. Or he'd be a guy like Family says, like if he just because he's blue eyes doesn't mean he's MAGA or a race. He's just supporting our troops. Yeah.
Because I understand when Fam said
Toby
that.
Keith.
When Fam said that and me just looking at it, I'm like, bro, if somebody would have said he was racist by now,
that's what Fam said. Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been. It's been 30 years of his career. Somebody would have said something. All right. They done got redacted Flair out of here.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? Nobody.
But you can't keep me out for long.
Teddy Long. I know I called you a nigga. Offset. I might call you one.
Do you remember when Offset was like in Ric Flair's IG, like, you good? What's
okay?
up?
You okay, man? You should start doing that to me more.
Oh my God.
You okay? Everything good?
I do that all the time. What do you mean?
No, you never check on me.
Oh, we doing this now?
Yeah, you'll just put a ... when I say some shit.
Because
you got to start saying, do you need help? Everything okay, Banks?
Because I'm like, you'll need help. And you're like, Han Solo, I know. And won't do anything about it.
You won't help. You won't send me any type of doctors, anything. And then when they finally put me in the lonely bin, you're going to be like, this is Davis versus Banks. I'm sitting there.
That's how you're going to be potting. Like,
the price of tea in China is expensive.
Wait a minute.
They cut my feed. Well, that was 15 minutes.
So when they're fighting in the mirror dimension, and then he uses math to beat Doctor Strange,
that'd be the right person to beat him. Nope.
Dodge this. Come on.
Math, I ain't say it, bro. It wasn't me.
He's already mad at me.
He always mad at you.
That is true, yeah. I mean,
like, what the fuck is he not?
What father isn't mad at his son?
All the time. Your second father hates you.
And then
where's Mike at? Like, bro, he's at work.
I'm at just like man. I'm at work, damn it.
Right? He said, hey, I just want to talk about that classic episode for a minute. That man said legit, hey, I'm gonna see you my number to text me. I said, Big Mike got a legit fan, bro. That shit had me in his stares. He copied my whole fucking flow like I text you. I'm like, that's the first time I ever heard Math laugh like that.
No. If you listen to old episodes, and especially with Tony Brown, with Tony Brown, he
laughed, but not like that, bro.
If you listen to old episodes, he does it the weird, like he's kind of like coughing or sneezing type of laugh, like.
Why that's so like Zoolander? Remember he was in the minefield. I think I got the black lung pop.
No, that was that just sounds like some type of noise a Pokemon would make.
What he said, hey, what's Angelina Jolie Pops told him? He said, I've been doing this for 30 years, Derek, with your brothers, working in the minefield. Fucking high top face. Fuck Angelina Jolie dad.
John Voight.
Yeah, fuck that jabroni.
Yeah. But no.
He gave birth to a hashtag great woman. Even though I think she's a witch.
I've said before.
She could play Doctor Strange. She could be in these movies.
Wait a
minute.
Remember? Yeah.
Remember when she took the blood from what's the name?
Billy Bob Thornton.
That was a shoot.
French fry potatoes.
I can't stand that motherfucker either.
I've never seen that movie.
Don't watch that. Don't watch none of his movies.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he's
He's a horrible actor. No, I like the Dodgeball movie when he played the teacher.
oh, Mr. Woodcock.
Yeah, I like
That movie's horrible. God,
And Bad Santa.
I've never seen Bad Santa.
That shit is hilarious, actually. I'll take back what I said. Don't watch Bad Santa 2. Watch
There
the
he
first
goes, Mr. 360.
No, it was funny because
What
Mr.
is
Parker
the
was in
bank
it.
show?
it's hilarious because Mr. Parker is the sidekick. Mr. Parker from Friday, right? Remember, hey, Miss Parker.
Oh yeah, Tony Cox. Yeah,
Yeah, the husband plays.
I never think of him as any. I just think of him as Tony Cox. Yeah,
That's crazy that you know his name. I never knew his government name.
he was also in Willow, I believe. Yeah,
The Jeff Hardy music video?
no, the movie of Val Kilmer in the 80s
Yo, Jeff Hardy could have been in this movie.
as
He-
Will of the
he
Wisp.
was strange.
Oh, Spider-Man! I mean, Will of the Wisp was like is like Green Goblin in a white suit.
That's all you know. He was off the shits.
I think when Jeff Hardy came with Will of the Wisp from watching like Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin. Because he's like, we're my creatures, normal, and he's like, I'm Widow.
Why you sound like what's the name for the wild thornberries though?
That's what he sounds. Oh, Daddy.
So you sent me earlier too.
Why
list
why
of
do you do my
actors.
animated characters? When I did Stitch, like, oh, Hannah means family.
Did you say the Rock should do the voice for Stitch? Is that how we?
Yeah,
had
I
conversation
think I
again?
did. I think I did. Said, no. I said this man took his IG gimmick from Stitch.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Because if you see him last night when he posted about Stone Cold, he posted about Stone Cold twice. He deleted the first post and then posted the same words with just different images.
Oh, for what? Just text him.
Because he's a fraud.
Dog, am I tripping? Just text him. Happy birthday, bro. You ain't got to do all that shit. What you gonna tell us a story that we ain't
Well, no,
heard?
it was just kind of my greatest opponent, and again, like
We
the guy that
fucking know. You say the same thing.
No,
every
but
week,
this is again.
Dwayne.
What do you again? This guy is just for the cheap likes, and again, he's a fucking politician. Come on,
So
shake
you
the
call him
hands, kiss the
Instagram
babies.
hoe?
I've said it for years. I said he's just a hoe in general.
I ain't say all that. Hey, bro, I'm good.
And he can see me too.
All right. Just like how he did.
1854. That's where I be.
All right, man. You gonna have to be for real, Severin. Fam, get him.
I'm outside.
You gonna look at fam like Ohana?
Oh god. Anyway, I wanted to. I mean, we might have to save this for when we talk about Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, Across the Spider-Verse.
Next
Part 1.
year?
Yeah, well, but we'll just give a little preview
I'm
about
gonna
it.
have fucking gray hair by then.
I mean, you'll really be Del Curry.
You little motherfucker. Macaulay
Uh,
Culkin. You don't get the fuck up out of here.
So Nick Cage, Jason Isaacs, who was Draco Malfoy's dad in the Harry Potter movies, John Malkovich, who was the choice for the Vulture if they were going to make a fourth one, and Jim
Could've-
Carrey were considered for the role of Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, but turned down. Willem
I
Dafoe
would've-
was cast instead.
Jim Carrey as the Green Goblin. No, I couldn't because he. Yeah, it would have legit freaked us out more than Willem Dafoe.
I don't think he
Because
could
you
have
still
done
got to see
that.
the Sonic movie.
After everything I've sacrificed.
He could have did it, but that's what I'm saying. It's a scary part. He could have did it.
See, there was some great stuff in the first one when like the blood drops,
Mm-hmm.
like slow, and then he's like,
He
"Bike
heard it.
messenger, clip me." And he's like, "How'd you get that cut?"
You're right. And then
What's
he
funny-
just left.
Again, what's funny and weird, like those movies are like very weird too, because like when he like touches and then she smacks his hand and he's like, what the fuck's going on here? Like
He's a
I
pit bull.
think I just Willem Dafoe being Willem Dafoe. One thing, yeah.
Well, what if that's ecstasy that's in that goddamn shit that he took to become the Green Goblin?
Oh, it's
Them
probably
voices.
what was it? K2, ecstasy.
The motherfucker take a Molly, bro. That's why he be up here wilding out, crawl on the ground and shit, being a freak bull. Because remember when he found out that Peter was Spider-Man, he crawled on the ground to the mask, like,
help me.
he's like, no, we can't. He's like our son.
Yeah, he's
I
like,
was born, you're weak.
yeah, that's what the whole time it's like, you're weak.
No.
But where were we at? Where were we at?
So Nick Cage as well. That would just been ridiculous.
Nick Cage would have been the right choice because you've been like, Spider-Man. I'm the Green Goblin.
Get the fuck out of here.
How hyped are you for that Nick Cage movie? Where he's
Very
playing Nick
hyped.
Cage.
Yo, it's a lot of shit coming. That's on the list. I gotta just make a list of movies.
That movie had a good moment where the guy's like, I can't make it. He's like, I'll remember you. And he falls over the side and then he just walks around. He's like, turns out the side was open. He's like, eh. Just I got Pedro Pascal getting them checks too.
Hey, Tiffany Haddish. I'm something of a scientist myself.
You gonna fight Common for Tiffany Haddish?
They not together. That's what I'm saying.
Not
so
anymore?
so I'm C minus Common. I'm double C.
You uncommon.
There you go.
That's the name of the episode. You really hit that.
There you go. You got it. Great punchline. I'm very uncommon sense.
Oh God.
I'm on your ass, Tiffany. I'm on your ass.
I mean, this movie was Anthony Mackie saw this movie. It's like, God damn it! Like
he could have played the Green Goblin, the Black Goblin. That one look, as soon as you take the mask off.
Oh yeah. Every villain, it's just that look. Sandman, Electro,
Electricity coming out while you're doing that look.
So once he's, trapped Doctor Strange in that mirror dimension and takes the sling ring with him, and then gives it to Ned, who's like, my nana says I have magic in our family. Is that true? When Doctor's like, probably not. And he does have a great payoff when he uses it later on the show us Peter Parker.
And
again,
also,
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that part. But remember what Strange said later on in the movie. He was like,
Well, I'll be damned.
So now I got a new recruit.
Like he's Jim Ross. Yeah. He's like, you know what? Wong sucks. You're up, Ned.
Because, bruh, Wong, Doug, and Sasha Banks got the best PTO ever. Like, damn, how much time you got off? I said, Doug, Sasha Banks.
No, don't do that to Doug. Come on.
They got the greatest PTO of all time, bruh. Like, here
I had to
for
make sure, like, nah, Doug, don't do that to Doug.
Yeah, the motherfucker got great PTO. I'm only here for a week. Same thing with Sasha Banks.
I mean, she made sure to be at that premiere.
Yeah, for fucking what? Looking good as hell, but for what?
Yeah, they just invite random celebrities to premieres. You know that.
She a celebrity? I'm being dead serious.
You never worked a red carpet?
Nah. Well, no, I work backstage at the Oscars. Security.
Okay, but you've never worked on
so
red
I guess
carpet.
that count.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I guess that do count.
No, that's yeah.
But you gotta have.
What year was that?
2014.
Oh wow, shit.
Yeah, so it's just all I saw was tall ass actresses and short ass actors. And Will Smith with a nasty walk, and I said, "There you go. I know your day is coming."
Nasty walk, like in terms of
him, John Legend, and Jay Lethal got this nasty ass walk.
Jay Lethal?
Yeah, like I know something going on, bruh. Cause it's just like motherfucker, it ain't crispy. You know how black men we walk crispy. It should just look.
Why do you walk like this? Why you walk like? Are
you look like the black man's the most copied person on the planet.
Black man walk because he got style.
He got style. Most copied person on the planet. You know, everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a. And then Paul Mooney will look away. Paul Mooney definitely could play Doctor Strange. I'm out.
He had the best, like him and Chappelle had the best,
Right. You know, Ned, I told him to use the magic. I said, homie, that's how you use the magic.
He was like strange, like, yeah, see, Pidgey fucked up the time. Like, God damn it.
Right. The stranger's definitely talking like somebody's uncle.
White boy wishing shit away. Huh. Everyday life. How
Ned,
come life can't be easy for me? I'm white.
Ned, you want to be a sorcerer? The other one, he isn't here. Right, Charmaine, he isn't here. You, fried rice, you step up now, Ned.
Oh, no.
Oh. The irony.
All right, Rodney Dangerfield, relax.
I ain't doing the Rodney Dangerfield break.
You basically with that comment. Come on.
You know,
Why is he a Spider-Man? He's a kid.
kid, take my wife, hey, put her through the hoop, hey.
So once Peter defeats him, he's like, all right, we do got to save him. So they go to Happy's condo, which is like his Iron Man lab. But like 1/8 the size. Because he has that machine which he used to create the suit in Far From Home. Like, here's what we're gonna do. He fixes Doc Ock for a quick second. He puts like the chip to silence the tentacles. He's about to like depower Electro, and Jamie Foxx the whole time is just like, nah, I like this. Yeah, he's looking outside like this is a world meant to conquer. Like it's a big rich town or some shit.
It does look like Ghost.
Yeah,
though.
he's like,
that's just the point.
This is a big rich town.
He had the ghost shape up. That's how you know it's fake.
But again, what's funny about this movie is like they just have Salmon and the lizard in CGI the entire time. I know the lizard can't transform back and forth like that. Once he stopped unless he has like the shot. Like I remember the cartoon, like once he became the lizard, he was a lizard till he injected him with a shot again. But like Thomas Hayden Church was just doing voice work, just like Risa Fenns were. So they had just two guys in mocap suits on the set with Jamie Foxx, Alfred Molina, unless they use stand-ins for those scenes. But I don't think they did. You could kind of tell when they're in the same scene. Like we said, like in that apartment, that whole condo scene, they're all there with Willem Dafoe, Marissa Tomei. And that's when they have the amazing spider sense scene of him walking through, trying to figure out like something's up. And he senses that the Green Goblin has returned. And then they have, like I said, Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome, One Night Stand 05, just a fucking match.
Slobber knocker, brother.
Legit, like and then Salmon kind of helps, and then Electro like turns Doc Ock back evil, which is like the Sinister Six, even though they're never kind of referred to that, which you'd kind of expect Marvel to kind of throw it in there or something. But they fully team up, and then after that scene where they legit wouldn't Green Goblin Spider-Man fight, fucking Aunt May just has to. It leads to like the saddest scene of the movie to that point. Her taking the glider as and him trying to stop the pumpkin bomb. Boom! It blows up. Everything's just gone horribly wrong. J. Jonah Jameson is there to spy on him. That's the whole kind of thing we forgot about. J. Jonah Jameson is like in like an old newspaper office with like a green screen behind him, and then like it seems like we're a few months later where he's got a full TV set. So like, and people are kind of saying that he's like Alex Jones, InfoWars, which similar. That's what he would be now, especially for his own to take down a hero like Spider-Man. He would be like, this guy isn't the hero. He's a menace. What do you think of that aspect of the storytelling?
It's great because it's the aspect of where we at now. Like he wouldn't be in a newsroom. And then once we get to the end, I'll talk about how I think this coincides a little bit, but definitely because he's doing it at his house in the basement. He's lost his hair. Alex Jones is only 42 years old, but the motherfucker look like he's 50. So it works out in that way where he's just in his mom's basement doing the news behind a green screen and then just spitting these not factual things.
Yeah, at first, and then once he reveals Peter Parker is Spider-Man, he's big time. Also, he's got the news trucks and the news set following him, and which no one comments like, "Hey, you look like the J. Jonah Jameson from my world with less hair." Again, J.K. Simmons walked up. He probably was on the set for like 2 days.
Yeah, you could tell. That's what I'm saying. That whole condo shit, they probably like, hey, bro, with all of them, let's just knock it out in 3-4 days tops. And then the other shit, they could just shoot whenever.
Yeah, I think this was definitely a movie where, especially since Zendaya, Jacob Batalon, and Tom Holland are like in basically 95% of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's not a scene without one of them being in it.
Yep.
So they were probably on the set the whole time, and then yeah, everyone came off and on the set. So that's but also J.K. Simmons is like a big family man. Like he always talks about like wanting to be on sets close to his kids and all that. So I bet he was just like, "What are my days? All right, I'll be there."
Right. Because at
That's
this point in his career, it's like, bro, I'm just.
Yeah.
It's not even for the love of the game. It's just like, let me get this money real quick.
Well, he was in for the love of the game.
I didn't even know that. See how shit work?
Directed by Sam Raimi.
I do this podcast shit very well, yo. So I didn't know. But after you, where's he at? Because he did the Lucy movie too. I watched it the other day before we recorded the basketball wrestler comparison. I saw what's it called? The I Love Lucy movie. I forgot the name of it.
Shit.
The Ricardo, something about
yes,
the Ricardo.
being the Ricardos. Yeah,
it wasn't a good movie, but he's in that.
That's getting a lot of blowback for its portrayals and what it's speaking about. I mean, Aaron Sorkin now is someone I think who's lost his luster with Hollywood after writing some of the biggest movies of all time and creating The West Wing and some other TV shows. I think people are kind of like tired of his bullshit. But I mean, it's not like I say I agree with him in some aspect where but again, I think he wants to make stuff that fascinates him and use this as a way to talk about either.
Could have been a TV show.
Well, no, I think his thing was that he wanted like to use because they like about like Lucille Ball and communism, and then Desi Arnaz and
that's all they really talk about. And it's not the review for that audience, but just real quick, don't watch the movie because that's all they really talk about. But like Davis just said, he did the West Wing show. He did another show that's all political based, so it was
The Newsroom.
Yeah, it's like, bro, y'all could have made this a mini series. I mean, that's all they talking about.
He wrote A Few Good Men, the play, and then wrote the movie version. He wrote The American President. So politics has always been his strength. I mean, he did that Trial of the Chicago 7 last year, and that got met with mixed to negative reviews about what he's saying about race and police relations and all that.
Because you're not the guy to make that. That's why.
Well, not just that, but it's like his point. I mean, he's the guy, and he directed that too, and he directed this movie. This is the third movie he's directed. But the first movie he directed, Molly's Game, is pretty good. But it would have been a better movie in the hands of a real director, because his strength again is just writing the script and having the director morph it into a vision where we can take out the best and worst parts. Again, he famously wrote The Social Network. Yeah, it's one of the best made and written movies and acted movies. Again, Andrew Garfield, that's what got him Spider-Man, was that movie, which is what we're getting up to. So after Aunt May takes the glider and everything's gone horribly, she passed away, but not before telling him, no, you had to do this. Like, don't be mad that like it's all gone bad. Like, because with great power comes great responsibility. She gives him the speech, and I was almost like, oh shit, god damn it. Getting a little because she's saying like it might be bad now, but you can fix it because like I believe in you and that type of stuff.
Sounds like light, ain't it?
Yeah. But again, she dies, and then Tom Holland again is showing that he can act after all like the criticism of him in the past, where he's like, no, come on, mate, come on, wake up, no, and then when he's just like sitting there in the rain, and it's just like. Yeah, he was. Yeah, and then Happy shows up and he sees May's dead, and he's furious because he was in love with her. And again, who wouldn't be in love with her? As the guy in the first one in Homecoming says, like his aunt is a beautiful Italian woman or something like that. And then he responds like, "How's your daughter?" in Spanish. And then the guy's like, "Hey." But that leads to the scene that we kind of mentioned where Ned's like, because MJ wants to push the button to send all the villains back, regardless of what Peter had said. Because even if he pushes it back, if she pushes it back, they all go and die. But he still wants a chance to save them and salvation and all that. But he didn't give her the signal. Ned's like, you know what? Let's use this and see what we can get. And they get Andrew Garfield. And the people, you're gonna hate this. I wasn't too much a fan of it either, but the people in the theater erupted.
Bruh, that pop pissed me off. That was the first one. It was
And
fire how it was set
yeah.
up though. Like
they have the long shot. Like,
mhm.
hey, Peter. And then he walks through, and he's obviously like a guy who's 6 foot tall.
Right.
Because they're like, wait a minute, because we're all taller than Tom Holland. Like, who are you?
And I had to look at the outfit. I was like, okay, that is Spider-Man.
I could tell it was the Amazing Spider-Man outfit with the giant eyes, because that was the whole thing about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the only bad part of the Amazing Spider-Man 1 is the shitty costume in that. Like it's just weirdly designed and almost again looks reptilian to match the lizard. And he's got like the green lenses and like the skin and is weird, but they did right in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but unfortunately they made a shitty fucking movie. And they have a great scene like, are you Peter Parker? I'm from a different world. And then he's like, wow, some multiverse string theory. He's like, all of it, it's legit. I knew it. Like, that's good. Again, his community,
he was low key the MVP of the movie.
I was just about to say this, and again, and everyone's been tweeting about this. He in hindsight, he's a great Spider-Man. I thought so in the first one. Mm-hmm. Second one, he's just handed a bad surrounding movie. The scenes of him and Gwen are good. Mm-hmm. The rest of the movie is terrible.
Right.
Because again, it's trying to do too much. They were legit in the mode like we got to create a universe, but you can't create a universe when you're trying to make solo movies about the fucking bad guys in your fucking upcoming schedule. Like it was doomed from the start, and he unfortunately, I don't know if it broke him, but like I tweeted this a few months ago. But then he goes on to make serious, dramatic, Oscar-worthy type roles. He got into this like I'm not going to be the guy who played Spider-Man. I think he wanted to get away from I was Spider-Man once, like, which is what kind of locked Tobey Maguire into a lane, and why he hasn't done anything that much since. He's done a few roles, but still, it was like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to people. Like they see Tobey like, oh, it's Spider-Man, and he's probably just like, fuck you. He'd probably say that too, like.
Yeah, but he walked through that damn portal like, hey, check cleared.
But let's get to so Andrew Garfield shows up and he has the great like prove you're Spider-Man, climb on the wall, like after he like jumps up and just is like sticking there. Okay, this movie's hilarious. Like we're kind of skipping over some. Jamie Foxx has some great lines. Alfred Molina has some great lines. Especially like, oh, Kirk Connors, he wanted to turn everyone into lizards. I did want to turn everyone. The world society would have been better with people as lizards. Like, no, it wouldn't, because we'd be lizards.
Right. Dumbass little creatures.
And then he's like, "How'd you get your power?" Oh, I fell down to a water tank full of electric eels, and then he's like, fell into a super collider. You just slip and fall in the wrong places or something like that. Which is just like I think also commentary about like comic books and how do people get their powers, like the whole like vat of acid type of thing, or like radioactive.
Also, too, Jamie Foxx had 2 lines in this that was fucking hysterical. Nobody laughed but me. But the other one that made me laugh, it was like, oh, are you going around Queens helping poor people?
Oh, at the end. So shouts to Fam. Fam said like that seemed like a plot hole to him. Yeah. Electro's, but I'm like, no, because he never knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man. Peter never took his mask off to say like I'm Peter Parker. He knew Max was obsessed with Spider-Man. Right. He never, and he I think he meets Peter he meets Gwen Stacy in a scene.
Yeah, he does.
But no, he never knows that, and like Harry Osborn never tells him Peter Parker's Spider-Man. So that made sense to me. He's just going based off seeing this guy swing around being from Queens and all that.
But the best part is when he was like, I thought she was black. He was like, black Spider-Man out there. I was like, that's fire.
Yeah. When Garfield said that, I was like, and then what happens at the end? I'm like, are we really going to get Miles Morales? Now we'll get to that. We'll get to that in the next, 20 minutes. After we got to talk about like the other big reveal. So again, Garfield shows up. This guy should have been Spider-Man the last fucking 10 years, but shit happens. But then Tobey Maguire shows up, like I said, and he's just They pay how much they pay me? All right, I'm free from 3 to 6.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Because that motherfucker showed up. I'm like, damn, he look
And,
old.
but I'll say he's game. He's not showing up like a guy who's pissed off to be there. He's playing along. He's showing he can still do it. You know, he's like, I think he might be seeing the shit talk like him being a bad Spider-Man or him being an asshole. I think, but no, he was good in this movie as well, which I was shocked by. I thought he'd be like, oh, fuck you, like, oh, you know,
No,
unprofessional, unprofessional, as you would say.
No, once again, the check clear. I could tell it clear because he was putting on the acting of his life, and that was the acting of his life.
And again, of course, he has to show up in street clothes first because he's like, listen, I'm not gonna put on that fucking costume until I have to. Andrew Garfield.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield definitely was like, oh yes, awesome. I get it. Like it's been fucking forever, man. It's so cool, so cool, so cool. But British.
But you're right, because Toby was like, nah, bro. That whole time I'm like, damn. And then they
Get
had to
your
ask him.
fucking hands off me when they hand him the costume on the set. Like,
Right. And then when they was in the lab, he asked what Andrew asked him. He was like, "Are you just gonna dress like a cool youth pastor?"
So you're showing up to battle, and he's like,
that shit had me rolling.
yeah.
And he showed a little bit like,
Yeah, he's like
you just said.
At that time, he just had the top on, or that could have been CGI for all we know.
More than likely, he was just.
Yeah.
But it's just like you said, hey, until it's time to really wear this shit, I ain't wearing this shit.
And again, the other good scene, like, oh, it's my back, really. And just, you know, all that swinging.
And that's probably partially played off of. Remember the second movie when he fell from the building onto his back?
Oh, when he's trying to see if he still got it.
Yeah. That's probably where they really got that idea from. That's why they probably like, all right, we got to play that back.
Yeah, he's looking like
long-term storytelling,
like he's mankind off the hell in the cell, like.
Because he fell like fucking 20 feet in the air. That's why. Yeah. That's when he was losing his power. He was tired.
What's he say in the first one? He's like, Shazam! Yeah. Web go! Go, Web go!
Go, Web go. Yeah. Doing this shit.
But damn! You just...
And that's when they talk about his webbing, where it comes from.
Which, so apparently James Cameron came up with that when he wrote his scriptment of the Spider-Man movie in the 90s.
So he just be tricking everybody with stupid shit.
Yeah, but then Sam Raimi bought into it. He's like, because apparently Sam Raimi's like, no one was gonna believe him creating web shooters. I'm like, it's from the fucking comic. Like,
thank you. Like, how do you get it? And then that's when they start breaking it down.
So in Tim Burton's Batman, you know, it's, I mean, this guy, you know, he fights around in a bat suit and has a Batmobile, but no one's gonna believe he has a fucking bat jet. Like, what? I mean, the part we wouldn't believe is that one bullet from the fucking longest gun in the world would take it down with one shot. But I mean,
that shit is still hilarious.
He's just like the foldable gun.
Oh, fucking pull it out. I don't even know what that was.
Me in Dallas. Hang on.
Also, you about to be like Yosemite Sam. Pesky rabbit.
That's Elmer Fudd.
Whatever one, the motherfucker, I forgot why Coyote. Yeah.
Remember that when they were Pulp Fiction and Space Jam? Huh?
That motherfucker, you about to be out there. You talking about you about to have Air Force Ones on and a Lucas jersey.
Yep. Am I
with some Wranglers?
Thank you, ma'am? No, PacSun jeans. I told
you.
No,
they Wranglers. I know it's PacSun. I'm saying Wranglers.
No, only PacSun jeans.
You ain't trying to be like Brett Favre.
In more ways than one. Yes, I'm not. Don't want to.
Okay, you said you're not. I'm about to say, hold on now. You gonna stand for the national anthem? Well, you can have some class if you get a goddamn Cowboys jersey.
But what's what's funny about both those scenes again is just like their interactions with each other and hit like when they both shoot the webs at each other like it's a duel. Like and we forgot like she wanted to know if you could get that cobweb in that corner.
Yeah,
no problem. He calls.
But that show that was like that was great booking. Like show that you Spider-Man by doing this.
Yeah, he's like, dude. Oh yeah, because I can just climb on the walls. And now she wants to know if you can clean up all the webs you guys shot. Oh yeah, no problem. But then they go and give him the pep talk about what it's like to be Spider-Man and lost because he's brooding. He's like, what's a place he would go to? And he's like, I would always go to what's he say again? Tom McGuire has the
Empire
one
State
tower. And then
Building.
Andrew Garfield says the Empire State Building, and then he goes, good choice. Like higher view. Like,
And then Toby shows up in the youth pastor outfit and not in the suit.
Legit, like he's fucking. Again, he's like, listen, I got 4 hours left. I'm not wearing that fucking. I'm not wearing that fucking thing until I have to. They're like, what's it like? Burning daylight. We only got 10, 20 minutes to wrap. And
bro, that's what it was. Like he legit didn't wear the suit. Like, bro, he's just gonna show up like this, like. And then they start getting to the stories about. See, the Uncle Ben thing was like a little conflicted because it was like, well, they never really talked about Uncle Ben for this Peter Parker.
For Tom Holland, so it's almost led to believe that like maybe he divorced her and then he's just like not around because he has the Ben Parker briefcase in Far From Home. That's what he uses to travel. And again, they never speak
probably see him.
And again, they never speak on his parents. That's what I said. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ben Parker show up as like, hey, but again, he wouldn't know him. So I mean, we'll get to that too. But my whole thing is that either she divorced long ago or what. But that was something when it happened. Like he never talks about his. And what's funny, it's like because Martin Sheen never says with great power comes great responsibility. He says it in a roundabout way, like. They didn't just have your parents didn't just have like the moral obligation to do it. They had the responsibility or something like that. It was just like, what the, it was like the really 2010s way of like screenwriting where like you had to be different with IP. Like you could only do this, but then not do that. And so that's why Andrew Garfield was like, for me, it was losing Gwen, that was also a bigger loss to him because it was like, they were going to go away. He was like, I can fight crime in London. They got,
which is smart because nobody ever asked Spider-Man like, yo, bro, when you like to go to Nigeria and fight?
Someone had a tweet was like, it's a good thing Spider-Man didn't grow up in Decatur because he ain't swinging from shit
at all, bro. He gonna be around the Cadillac.
No, it's that's why Homecoming's so phenomenal when he's in the suburbs and he shoots the web and doesn't go to fucking anything. He's like, great, I gotta run, and he runs through, and it's the Ferris Bueller callback. He's like, it's ready, and he slides all the way through, and then can't chase the vulture, and then the vulture fucking drowns him like a serial killer.
Bro, that's the only thing about being in New York. He could swing. Otherwise than that, if he was in Minnesota, he'll be freezing his motherfucking ass off running.
I mean, in only certain parts of LA, right, could he swing from places because it's just kind of low top buildings and apartment.
He better not swing and watch. Them motherfuckers gonna take his whole outfit.
Yeah, don't they gonna make him do push-ups like Justin Bieber?
Hell no, they're gonna take that whole outfit, bro. The Mexicans.
Hey, what you claim, cuz? Hey, what's up with you, cuz?
Right. Why you got red and blue on?
Hey, why'd you got red and blue, cuz?
On both sides, my brother. Dodge this, spider.
Hey, but hey, spider blood, spider cuz.
They do got spider cuz.
I know.
Yeah, they do from New York.
I know. She has to like again. What was he legit? What was he would walk through the second portal?
All the best movie ever.
This Spider-Man?
Best movie ever. But then I would have said shut it down because he gets annoying after a while. I don't care about no damn.
What do you say? Fuck Batman. Yeah, fuck Batman.
Fuck his head, his spirits.
Is that what he said? Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I first found out about him. He like dissing Batman. Then he got in a fight with a Batman, I think on the goddamn subway. I said, bro, what in the fuck is this?
But yeah. They give him, the ultimate pep talk. And again, I'm just like fighting back tears almost. Like, oh God. And he's like, then they go and they get their science on. They're like Jesse Pinkman, science, bitch. Like how to defeat the Sinister Six. Like I defeated him before. That'll be easy, Like
right, we basically know his whole entire movie set.
Yeah,
It's like you said, it's a New Japan match, bro.
A New Japan match. It's it's Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston. Like, yep, I duck under, you hit the monkey flip, cross body, SOS into the zigzag. Yep, 15 minutes and we're out.
Yeah, and when we get to the big finale, like they kind of had a little bit more trouble than usual.
Ooh. So within this lab scene, Peter's reconnecting with MJ and Ned, and it's it's all good to see. And Ned's like, so do you guys have a Ned in your timelines? And Tobey Maguire's like, yeah, my best friend, he tried to kill me. Then he died. And then Ned walks back like, he almost is just like, I hope we never,
Bro, he
ever
was
have
like,
to fight each other. Like,
and then Peter like, what? The Peter Tom Hollands is like,
yeah.
what?
The best part is Peter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Parker.
And that timing was perfect, bro.
Legit, yeah.
That timing was perfect.
Like, we're all the same.
Spider-Man.
We're literally the
Yeah,
same person. Yeah,
you're right.
Spider-Man. That's it. Again, we're on hour 44. What's your your whole thing is people are hyping this movie too much.
Yeah, it's good, but it ain't fucking phenomenal.
it's great. It's great.
Maybe I need to watch it again. With
You
some
need to watch
calories.
it. You need to watch it
My
again.
sugar level higher.
You probably need to eat something. Watch it alone too, so you won't get irritated by the audience pops.
Yeah, because I got tired of this fucking jabroni. Kept checking on his daughter, girlfriend, whatever. I don't want this goddamn bitch.
Okay.
I'm telling you what happened. He keep on. I sit next. He's like straight paying attention.
Oh yeah,
to
I
the
know.
preview.
I sat next to like just some like douchey. I couldn't tell if they were teenagers or just like guys kind of a few years younger than me, but just and like not a full broy, but like that gamer broy. Like, oh
Yeah,
god,
man. That's why I hate the movie. I don't like people in general, but I hate the movie
Yeah,
because
same.
of that. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to sit next to your girlfriend. Hey, what Scott Steiner said.
you didn't tell
I
him
want-
to switch sides.
Dude, I damn near did because he keep on like coming over, like not in front of my view, but he keep coming to the side, like giving her shit. Like, bro, why don't you
His-
fucking sit
his
next to
hand-
her then?
Like as he tries to put his arm around it, just like touches you a little bit, like, and he's just like,
Nah, he wouldn't do that. I would have, bro. I would have grabbed them motherfucking fingers. Pete Dunne, break them motherfuckers. Yeah, no. You're not doing it. Just he kept getting up and standing right here in front of her. I'm like, fam, just move your
she's
hand.
not jerking me off. Relax.
Like, bro, get that. What Scott Steiner said, I wouldn't get caught dead with this bitch. Come on here.
Name someone who hasn't been with that bitch.
Like, come on, bro. Leave me the fuck alone. And I'm not a
freaks in New York City. Would Big Papa Pump be? Should he be Rhino?
I was just about to say that. We right here. He definitely should have been Rhino.
Spider-Man, I'm gonna rip you apart.
Him, Brian Breaker should be fucking
Craven the
Damn.
Hunter.
Venom. Oh. Yeah, that fucking Craven the Hunter. I forgot they making that movie, bro.
That's what I'm saying. We'll get kind of into the future as we're about to finish up because again we're doing a bad job of kind of spoiling. I mean the whole big debate like so like
It ain't
the best
y'all should have watched the goddamn movie.
but literally, I mean, the reason I'm running through the entire movie, this movie's 5 out of 5.
It's 2.5 hours.
This movie's perfect to me. I
It's
loved
3
it.
out of 5, but
No,
it's
no,
2.5 hours.
It's
out of
perfect.
5.
Let's talk about it. So, like I said, I think all the performances are great. I think again, all the cinematography, the score at times is phenomenal as well, especially in the really dark, depressing down moments. But also when like it rises up when they all like team together and they like all swing through the air at the same time in like the shadow of the moon and just like whoa. I sent you though. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I gotta listen to your voice though. This is cinema. I gotta listen.
Oh, the this is cinema. No,
Yeah, you might have to send that to me.
I should have done. I should have if I had seen that woo video of all this of Andrew Garfield. I would have done the. Wow, this is cinema.
You got it. Either I could do it or you can edit in the Ric Flair and Jay Lethal. Woo!
That's basically what it was. When Jay Lethal just goes woo 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 woo.
That's the response.
Is that what that was? Into the
That's what it
Flair-verse?
was. It's a nasty ass movie. Into the Flair.
And you got Charlotte Flair as Spider Gwen.
Well, either that or she could do Venom.
Anyway.
Or Hammerhead.
So what do you think about the final climactic set piece?
It was good.
Just good? Do you think nothing in this movie is great?
The comedic timing is great. The shot
everyone?
selections are great. Yeah, everybody had very good comedic timing, believe it or not, which was good.
No, like I'm shocked that like the Sandman and the Lizard had like some funny moments.
Yeah, they had good. The shot selection, the team up parts like Andrew being revealed, Toby being revealed, the scene at the roof with them saying, "Yo, you gonna be consumer anger." That was great. The lab scene is great. The final scene is great. It's just like overall, I should be saying it's a great movie. It was just cool to me. Maybe I need to watch it again. I could change my mind. We in the era now where not you, but we in the era now in the internet era. Like if you say, "Yo, I don't really fuck with something," everybody, man, fuck that. I can say what the fuck I want. I spent 1087.
No, don't forget. I said this exactly about Snyder Cut. I'm like, it was good. It was way better than what we had originally in the Josh Whedon version. But like at the end of the day, it's still, a Zack Snyder movie that was slightly better than it was better than Batman v Superman to me. But the whole thing about that movie, I just like, it's like you really could have just cut like an hour and a half of this out, and it would have been phenomenal. But he had his vision. I respect it. But again, he didn't need to tack on that extra bullshit at the end. Again, where we saw 2021 Ben Affleck, who looked nothing like the Ben Affleck we just saw for the previous 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Exactly. So, now mentally he seemed like he's doing better. They should have got him instead. Maybe
Watch
he won't
him.
Be so angry.
Watch. They'll probably do another Batman movie. Once they see this, how Warner Brothers and DC reacts to this, they're like, Ben Affleck, that's what Flashpoint is supposed to be. Michael Keaton.
Exactly.
Already. And they really haven't announced anyone else. Right?
No,
there's the Ben Affleck rumor that his Batman, or it mainly just seems like a stunt double in those photos. But I won't be surprised again if they bring back Ben Affleck.
More like
and they didn't say anything about like Jeffrey D. Morgan being Thomas Wayne, or is he in it?
No. They fucking up with that. The Flashpoint. If you're gonna go with that idea, go all the way. But maybe they just hiding it too, because they got Pressure playing Supergirl. La Pressure.
I was just about to say, as you called her when we talked about the DCU Skydome fandom. Not Skydome. Skydome's in fucking Toronto.
That's fine too. That's where Bret Hart got screwed.
No, he got screwed in Montreal.
It ain't the same thing.
No, that was
where the fuck is Montreal Center. How far is that from Toronto?
Not too far, I believe.
It's all the same shit as Canada. Anyhow.
It is Canada, to be fair.
Mexico North.
But yeah, I think the final set piece was great. Again, it played out like a video game. Like we all have to team up to defeat the one villain, much like how the Spider-Man game. Even though I never finished it, you have to battle all the Sinister Six.
Amazing, brother.
But once they take the beach down one by one again, there's a great interaction with Jamie Foxx being like, "I thought you'd be black." So we can kind of tease now. I mean, not tease now, but like talk about. So, do you think Miles Morales will happen again? We've already kind of briefly discussed the Childish Gambino, Donald Glover as Aaron Davis, the Prowler. I have a nephew that lives around here, and how this movie ends. When will we see Miles Morales?
We don't know because they don't know. They honestly have no clue.
You don't think they know? There's already been talks about the fourth one.
Yeah, because Kevin Feige and Sony talking about now they got to agree to the 360 deal that they got Tom Holland on.
That's thing you can.
And then you want to talk about the end credits too, as to where I think it's about to go.
We'll get to it. So there, once again, Peter Parker. I mean, once Tom Holland and Willem Dafoe have a rematch, and again, he's just like beating the shit out of him. Then he's about to kill him with the glider. He's like, "Do it!" And then Tony McGuire's like, "This isn't the way." And then he gets stabbed, which anyone could have saw that coming. Like, come on, he's a Green Goblin, and then he stops him. Andrew Garfield throws it to him, and everyone's saved. There's a good scene like, "Yep, this isn't the first time I've been stabbed. I'll be fine," which is true. I mean, he always got cut in those movies. Was the whole thing like. Those fucking pumpkin blades would like fuck him up.
Exactly. That's why he probably said it.
Yeah.
And that fire ass end scene where they fought and the explosions hit him and his whole suit dissipates damn near you.
Mm-hmm. But it gets emotional because Doctor Strange returns, as we kind of forgot. He's like, in order to stop what's gonna happen, because they're gonna come from every universe, and they kind of have some silhouettes of some figures from Spider-Man lore and all that. So that was interesting. I think that's really where like the Easter eggs will be. Like there's kind of like, oh, that one looks like so and so and all that. If someone like freeze framed that or took a screenshot, that'd be interesting to see like who's who.
Yeah, somebody did that. It's this guy, I forgot his name, but I follow him on my old YouTube. He breaks down like Easter eggs and stuff like that. So I'm gonna watch that later on, or when we get done, I'm gonna watch that.
But Doctor Strange's like, I can't stop. And then Peter's like, what happens if no one knew who I was altogether? Would that work? And he's like, yeah, but then I wouldn't even know you. No one would. And which is like, damn. And he makes the hard choice. And
when can I make that choice?
Here you go.
And then I just hit up Davis one day.
For me,
or Davis sees me walking around New York. I'm like, Davis, who the fuck are you, pal?
No. See, so you're saying you don't want no one to know. So you'd walk up and be like what he does at the end, where he's like, "Hi, I'm Peter Parker." She's like, "Hi."
Yeah,
Peter
I'll write a letter.
Parker.
Hey, I'm Banks. About to say my first name.
I would remember you by that. I'd be like, oh shit, that would trigger like the memory. Like,
no, you would get your black ass out of my face. Get your fucking hands off me. Hands off. Remember Banks versus? Or I can't say remember Banks.
You could say it. I'd be like, why are you talking about my name? Like,
well, yeah, it's a podcast we do. Banks versus Davis. I know it says Banks versus Davis, but who are you? I'm Banks.
Yeah. Who? The actor?
You're like, I've been doing the podcast by myself for however long.
That's the weird thing about this. So, like, let's break that down, because that's the one thing at the end of it. It's just one, it was devastating for him to make that decision. He says goodbye to Ned. They have their NBA warm-up handshake. And then, he tells her, like, I'll see you again, like, and she's like, I'll remember, like, we'll find each other again. He's like, I promise. And they kiss, and they have like the again, the music in that is just like the fucking Dragon Heart, like, and I was just like,
I would have been kissing, like, give me a couple more minutes. Give me a couple more minutes, Doc.
Plead for me, please. Yeah,
Call me Steven. Motherfucker, no.
Yeah, at the end it was great when he's like, can you do it, sir? And he grows a conscience because he feels bad for it. He's like, what you're doing, it's the right thing, but like it's what Doctor Strange had to learn in his movie as well. Like, in order to save people, you'd have to also be willing to sacrifice yourself and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And the consequences of what come with it. But that whole like final act when he was just like, and then he wakes, like, so everything goes back to normal. And he's like, "Hi, I'm Peter Parker." He sees Ned and her at the cafe, and it's just like, yeah. So no one knows him, but like, again, saying like, so it's just, I guess that's the effect of magic versus science, which is funny when he's like, Andrew Garfield's like, so magic even exists in this universe too. After he's like, even Doc
in the other movies, it's just about science. That's
even Doc Ock 2's like, magic. Like, again, he's like, fuck you, magic tricks. Like,
how did you do that? A lot of birthday parties.
Yeah, like he's again. Oh god, so many great lines. I think Chris McKenna and Eric Summers wrote this, and they wrote the previous two and worked on Community. Let me double check that.
Oh, okay, that's why it's good comedy timing.
Yeah, but they've been like the Marcus and McFeely, how those two guys were for Captain America. They've been like that for Spider-Man. But and you think like he's gonna tell her like, "Hey, I know you."
Don't
like
do that, pal.
Yeah. The last thing you ever want to do is remind a woman of a past relationship. Yeah, but like, get that off the fucking screen.
Well, I can't be worried about it. I never met a woman, so I wouldn't know how that goes.
Okay, sure. But then
You
he
want?
just but you know
I
he see
definitely want that. Just forget me. Forget all about me. I
but
am Bane.
he sees like they're better off without him because now they don't have to bear his burden. The whole thing about like, and I think that ends the trilogy perfectly about like what it didn't irritate me too much, but like Ned found out he was Spider-Man right away. Aunt May finds out at the end. The whole point of Far From Home was he wanted to tell MJ because of everything that happened with Infinity War and Endgame. So it's like I just have to be honest after everything that's happened. It's like the least I can do because I can't keep being like here one moment, gone the next. And Cal, let me try to see if Cal's free right now to bring him on for his theory about Phase 4.
You gonna call him or you gonna text him?
I'm gonna message him right now, see if he's.
You should call him.
I'm not gonna be like you leaving voicemails. Hey, it's not what that shit's for.
Yes, it is.
If I ain't answer, it means I don't.
Nah, you watch some sorry ass Steelers. That's why. You could have answered the phone.
But what I was almost thinking about, but I don't know if it would have been a cheat code. But in the show The Good Place, the big ending of season 1 is they get their memory erased. But before that, Kristen Bell's character puts a note in like the not robot, because the whole point like not a robot, but like in this AI type of being, Janet, a note that says remember, that says find Chidi. And so then when they restart, she's like, here, I have this note for you. And it says find. She's like, what's a cheat? And like the first few episodes of the second season are trying to find out what had happened. So at least he could have been like, hey, Doctor Strange, let me tattoo you, say like I'm Spider-Man, you know. So that way at least one person could remember like Peter Parker is Spider-Man. But I think it was the right ending because now he's got a clean restart. It looks like he'll now go on to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that everyone was pissed that he wasn't. Again, I think a lot of people shit on like, why is he Tony Stark Jr. right away? Why are these movies about Tony Stark to begin with? Like the first one, Tony Stark's his mentor. The first one, he's mourning him. He's got all this technology. It's just like they took Spider-Man and they took like the more modern versions of Spider-Man without doing the original, you know, 60s, 70s, 80s versions. They went quickly to like the 2000s Ultimate / like him with all the other stuff. Based on what I'm aware, is that correct?
Yeah, that's what it is. So thinking about the reset and what you just said too as well, this can bring in a Gwen Stacy for him as well. So they don't particularly need Mary Jane because obviously she's in this universe. So now they could bring in a Gwen Stacy if he's working
I
at the Daily
think
Bugle,
that's
which seems like it might be the case.
so. That's what I was about to say. So this movie ends like he has his own apartment, which is like this poor kid. His aunt's dead. His girlfriend doesn't remember him. His best friend doesn't remember him. Even Happy doesn't remember him. So he's truly alone. Seems like, and he can't go back to high school, so he's got to take the GED, which was like, if you saw that, so he's gonna really recreate a new life for himself, like he's a fucking con artist on the run. And it leaves, and then it ends like they show him in his new suit, which is the throwback to the bright blue and red that he sewed himself. Which again, I think a callback to. I mean, if maybe Tom McGuire be like, make your own suit, like that's what I did when he was the human spider.
I can imagine, yo, as soon as they was done, whatever shot they had, and it was the martini shot or it was the picture wrap for Toby, I can imagine him, get this fucking suit off me,
Yeah.
bro. He probably like, hey, get this shit off me, bro.
Get this out of my sight.
He definitely didn't cry like Daniel Craig.
Oh, well, that was an act. That was a performance. Remember?
Exactly, that motherfucker trying to squeeze tears out his eyes.
I also would believe that. I think Andrew Garfield was performing as well, and I mean, I think he was like, you know, I think everyone likes me, so like, I think everyone will like that I'm going all out for it again. But I think, and it's the back of his mind, it's like, I'm glad I'm not doing this anymore. It was fun to do this for a day or two, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, he probably want to do that shit again.
I honestly, I would hope so, because I mean, again, him being the serious actor is working, but isn't working. I don't know. Really, I don't know what he should do. They could find a way to make him Spider-Man again. I'd be all for it.
Just act. That's all he can do.
But like I said, I think Gwen Stacy is the next move. And hopefully Miles Morales. I think you could still do it because again, that would clear up the way for there to be two Spider-Men at the same time.
I can see that, and then he'll take on more so of a teacher.
Exactly, or
Sort
more
of
of like a spider. I mean, again, how do you think this plays out in the future? So obviously, he probably won't be like. How is he going to rejoin the Avengers? Wait, that was the great line. So
What's that?
I've been in a team. All right, not to brag, but I was with the Avengers. Oh my god, the Avengers! That's great. What are the
What's
Avengers?
Is that like a
Wait,
boy band?
Is that like a band? Are you in a band? See, Andrew Garfield was having fun, but he was just like offset, like, oh, back to my days. I'm acting on the screen.
But you could tell, even though we cut in a promo, you could tell they had fun.
No, I'm
Just
not. I'm not
because,
saying
yeah.
I'm not saying like all true, like just like the phoniness. I'm just saying like he's like, oh, this will be fun to like do this again, but I'm not. Again, the burden of doing this for the next 2 years of my life, where it's like Antonio Maguire is just like,
right,
let's wrap it up, wrap it up, like
right.
I got Knicks tickets in an hour.
I'm sitting courtside and watching some losers.
But yeah, that's what I think we'll be going forward. But yeah, there's just so many great. I just loved it the whole time. I was glad this movie didn't let me down like F9 did. I couldn't handle 2 disappointments this year.
Disappointments.
I'm not gonna go too personal in terms of what's happened to me this year, but because there's also been some great moments. But
Yeah,
in terms of
I wasn't talking about personal, but
I'm saying, but like, I mean, the Kings, man, I'm looking forward to, but I also won't be surprised if that was But I think I'll still enjoy it anyway.
I heard it was in.
Anyone who says it's I think again those people didn't like the second one, and the people that didn't like I like the second one a lot. So I think I'm one of the few people that actually enjoys the second one.
I liked it. Not more than the first one, but I liked it.
Nah, I'm not getting that response, so I'm not going to call people on the pod like you. So
I called that one time.
So what do you want to see in Spider-Man 4?
Nothing. I don't care, bro.
Because obviously they're not going to do Venom because the first end credit scene, Tom Hardy again in his fakest New York accent. So you mean to tell me there's this group, the Avengers, and they went to battle some purple alien guy? Yeah, and the guy's like, yeah, Thanos. And all this is real. He took my family. The guy said, I didn't see my family for 5 years. He's like, oh, okay, because I know aliens. And then boom, he gets vanished back to his universe. But there's still some symbiote on the table. So obviously, I mean, I think this is more X and Van's territory about comics. The whole point of Secret Invasion, right, is he's Black Suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Secret Invasion, the show. No, Secret Wars is the comic. Secret Invasion is the show coming out, right? I know they're similar in terms of their.
Let me see.
I think Secret Wars.
I think they're shooting it right now.
Yeah, but again, the whole point of that is, I think that was also a problem that people had besides like the identity being revealed at the end of Far From Home was the scroll reveal. I was pissed about that it wasn't Nick Fury the entire time. That it was the scrolls. The fuck. Yeah. And that's what pissed me off about kind of that last scene in WandaVision, was just like, oh, the scrolls just aren't fun.
Right.
And they just fuck up a lot of shit. Like you can't trust anyone now.
Yeah, because the Nick Fury thing, and they got to talk about that.
So Secret Invasion is the next show. But the whole point is that it's supposed to be superhero. Like, do they fight the Skrulls in Secret Invasion, or do they? What happens in that? I can't remember. I'm not by reading comics, but I just remember reading like plot synopsis of comic arcs when they were announcing these projects over the last 10 years. So like, what's if they did this one day? So obviously it would make sense for him to become Black Suit Spider-Man in Spider-Man 4, which I think is what will happen.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I read it, but I think it's just a war against the Skrulls, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Even though the Skrulls are supposed to be good guys now.
Some of them are my fault. Some of them are bad. Some of them are good.
Yeah. But I mean, the
Yeah.
ones that are partnering with Nick Fury are, the ones
Yeah.
that are the good ones. But and then now we can get to what you really want to talk about, right?
You talking about the Doctor Strange thing?
Yes. So the movie ends, the credits, and then we get like not since the ending of Captain America: The First Avenger have we gotten like a full fucking sneak peek of what the next movie is gonna be. And when they had the Avengers, and I remember me and my brother walking out and like seeing the Avengers, like, what? Holy shit! Like I'm like, this. When are we seeing this movie? And it's like next year. I'm like, holy shit! So they have the full Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness sizzle reel, and it looks fucking phenomenal as well.
And they said it's about to be dark. So
break it down a little bit. What do you remember from it?
So the character that they revealed, the Big Eye, that plays a key component into the whole multiverse. Like, it's a very powerful character. So if you've seen it, and let me get the name right. If you've seen it like in the Marvel vs. Capcom games, it's that character, which plays on like a lot of illusions and stuff like that. So that's that might be the biggest character, the biggest villain, if I'm not mistaken. I read something about that. It might be the biggest villain because they keep on wanting to say, "Goddamn Mephisto!" Hey man, please stop bringing up Mephisto.
Is it so? All right. What I remember is it opens up and it definitely seems like it's taking place right after No Way Home because you hear Wong say like, "You will be tried for your actions." Basically, him casting the spell when he wasn't supposed to, fucking up the universe, but then fixing it. So it's like, he's like banished to another realm, or like their version of like a dimension where he'll like serve out his sentence or something.
Yeah. So
yeah,
you got that, and then you got to remember too the Scarlet Witch factor.
I was about to say, then we see Scarlet Witch.
Piece.
We see two versions. We see her with the headwear, which is like the ultimate Scarlet Witch, the most powerful one, the Scarlet Witch, to be matter of fact, as it was stated in WandaVision. Then we see like she's living a life, but again, she's like, "Are you here to stop me?" He's like, "No, we actually need your help." But who knows if like that could be a dream? That almost felt like it was something in another dimension type. The whole feel is just like trippy, like he's battling against shit's turning into something else as he's like the whole time. And there's some crazy ass camera angles. I don't know if Bill Pope shot this for Sam Raimi like he did for most of his projects. Let me check that.
Probably so.
Because he recently did Shang-Chi.
And they kept this all very low key too. Like the fact that a lot of shit from Spider-Man got leaked, but nothing from Doctor Strange is crazy. That's more so because it's a lot of VFX, so they've been inside interior shots.
No, cinematographer is John Matheson, who did Gladiator. Oh, that's not bad though. Detective Pikachu, Logan, King Arthur. Oh, Legend of the Sword, Man from Untitled. First Class, X-Men First Class. Oh, he shot some great movies though, and he'll be shooting Batgirl. Wow.
When is that coming out? 2023.
Batgirl is 2022 as of right now.
That's supposed to be on just HBO Max, or that's about to be in theaters?
Yes, released on HBO, an HBO Max original film.
That's crazy that this is on. Hey man, HBO got it. That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't have did that. Obviously, they wasn't gonna do that with Spider-Man, but it's like, bro, a lot of people, especially right now, not trying to go to the movies.
Well, no, like you said, this was the movie everyone was gonna go see. I think everyone will go see The Matrix as well, just because of the hype around it, and it's Keanu. People love Keanu, and it's Keanu reprising that role. But yeah, again, there's just so much going on in this Doctor Strange trailer. Rachel McAdams is back. Again, it's like he's living the whole point's nightmare, right? Is that what they're going for? Because then we see evil Doctor Strange at the end.
Mm-hmm. From the What If.
Yeah,
that's the same one from What If. So they integrating stuff from that as well. So let me get the character's name right. Because you know what's crazy? I walked out, not because I felt like the movie was all right, I walked out because I was just ready to go home. So I didn't even see the post credit. So I had to jump on YouTube and try to see if I could find a post credit or see what was explained during it. Because somebody texted me and they told me the character that was involved. But like I said, when I get done, I'm definitely gonna check it out. Because last night when I was trying to look at what was going on the post credits, I fell asleep.
But and then we see Chiwetel Ejiofor returning as Mordo, and they gotta settle their score and all that. Again, it's just a lot of like magic being thrown, which in like the trailer for Fantastic Beasts 3, The Secrets of Dumbledore was released this week. And I was like, oh shit. It's dope to see magic and people just like cast spells in movies. But yeah, I don't give a fuck about the Fantastic Beasts movies. So I'm glad there's another Doctor Strange movie coming out.
Yeah, I saw that trailer as well. That's one of the trailers I do remember. But they didn't show the Matrix trailer.
Yeah. And America Chavez is one of the characters that will be introduced in this movie. And apparently reports were released this week that the reshoots that everyone was talking about were to include cameos and introductions to other characters. So who knows what else will be
the X-Men
happening.
That's what I heard about the reshoots is for the X-Men.
New X-Men.
It's more like they got it. You said my fault. Say again.
New or old?
Nobody knows. Because the least that I saw, I'll just say that it showed the old X-Men, but nobody knows, bro. But I feel like you got to introduce the X-Men now. They still don't have a target release date for the X-Men, but you got to kind of let them know, like, they still here. And because this integrates with House of M, which is Scarlet Witch's backstory.
I don't know. They said that about WandaVision and none of that really happened, right? So let's kind of cool down. I know, but I'm saying like everyone's saying it's based off of this or based off of that. Like, I know Marvel does the whole thing where they combine arcs or take bits and pieces from that one and this one. But again, they're making what they have the rights to essentially. I know they have the rights to the X-Men now, but they can't just abandon everything they had previously when they didn't have the rights. That's why that's why they weren't willing to go so far with Spider-Man until after Homecoming, I think. Like once it's
that's
war,
why they
like we
pushed
got
it back to May too.
Yeah. So real quick, where does this sit in your MCU rankings? Top 10?
Yeah, by default top 10 because it's not like a lot of Marvel movies I bang.
Okay,
like,
here we go again.
Hey man, listen, Guardians of the Galaxy is in my top 10, even though I like the second one. Infinity War might be one of my top 5 favorite movies ever.
Yeah,
not just in comic book Marvel. It's one of my top 5 favorite movies ever. You got Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I don't think. Do I got a top 10?
I had a top 10. Let me see if I can find it. I made one in December of 2019.
I like Homecoming. I like my list isn't that long. Now I'm thinking about the characters and the movies as a totality. I'm like, I don't know. I don't really have a top 10.
So my top 10 as of December 22nd, 2019. Well, almost we're almost getting there, damn. Was Ant-Man, big Paul Rudd guy over here. And also I think that movie's fantastic in terms of like the middle tier hero. And the comedy's great, the action's great. How they're able to, I really was like, oh, this when he shrinks and then pop, like that was just amazing. Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Captain America Civil War, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man Homecoming, The Avengers, and Thor Ragnarok. So I don't know what I would kick out for No Way Home.
Thor Ragnarok.
No, because at the end of the day, I was still shocked when I saw Thor Ragnarok in the theater about how good it was. Considering like the whole thing is, I didn't see it until like 3 weeks had passed because I was like, it's the Thor movie. Like, I know I gotta see this, but I'm no rush to see it. Whereas like every Marvel movie I was seeing pretty much opening weekend, if not that early Thursday night screening. But when I saw it, I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is great. And then it holds up in repeated viewings. There are still some times where it's a little too jokey, but it's still better than the previous Thor movies. And then his treatment in the next two Avengers is phenomenal. It might have to be Ant-Man. Damn. Because the first Avengers is the first version of Infinity War, combine everything together and it being holy shit, they did it. Infinity War is like it's so much wider now, so that's what makes it 10 times. That's what this movie felt like. That's why I really love this movie a lot. It was like the ultimate crossover, but it's a crossover from all the other universes. It was really just like, remember TV shows with like Drake and Josh are going to show up on this show, or like I think Disney did that one time where they had Zack and Cody, Raven, and Hannah Montana, something like that. Even though I really didn't care about that, I think that's when I stopped watching Disney. Like that was a big deal. It kind of gave me that vibe with like the real true crossover event, or the real like an SNL sketch where like they bring in like 3 famous people who haven't been on for years. It kind of had that vibe, especially the comedy, because it was actually funny. But like when SNL would bring back like, oh shit, they brought fucking Will Ferrell's back in this sketch, and then Amy Poehler's back. So I think as of right now, I'd have to kick Ant-Man out to put Spider-Man. I don't want to do that to my guy Paul Rudd though. Oh, it's brutal. But this definitely is a top 10. I just have to spend time figuring it out. When I do my MCU rewatch and my Spider-Man rewatch, I'll have it figured out.
Right, same here. But I don't know if I could do a top 10 off the top of my head right now.
For MCU, what would you say about ranking in the is a top 3 Spider-Man movie for you? Because it is for me now.
I think so. Like all Spider-Man, like even the animated.
Even either I will include Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah.
No, it's the Spider-Verse is still number 1 for me. That's still one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, I'd say it probably has to be. I don't want to give this number 1 because of recency, but Homecoming, this, and then Into the Spider-Verse. Because again, I really only see Into the Spider-Verse once. I got to rewatch that. That's one movie I've only seen once, but I know I need to rewatch multiple times. But when I saw it, I was like, this is fucking fantastic. Again, it was much like Thor Ragnarok. It was a movie like, I don't know, I'll wait to see that. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have waited. I was an idiot. But yeah, I think that's kind of it. Cal hadn't responded. We'll try to we'll talk about this for the cold open, because I think if Math will see it, because I don't want to spoil anything, but we'll talk about this with all 3 BRP members in the future.
Yeah, no, Into the Spider-Verse is hands down one of my favorite movies ever, man.
No, I mean, I don't blame you. It's great. I mean, again, that movie has its sad moments and also has its great comedy when he's like, can I get some bread? You can have all the bread you want. You can have every bread or something like that. You deserve all the bread.
And then, of course, we get in a part 1 to that, and then a part 2 to the next movie. So,
do you still think they'll take out our idea? Is Tom Holland gonna have to, animate himself to go be in that?
Bro, he in a 360 deal. Whatever they tell him to do, he gonna do.
They're not gonna draw Tom Holland. They're like, he's gonna have to somehow be an animated being to be in that movie. They're making this poor kid. That's why I really felt like I understand why now he wanted to be done, because he gave us all in this movie. In terms of like, it's my best performance. It wraps up the story completely. We're like, I'm just gonna be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. No one knows who I am, but also like, it's a good ending point to the professionally. Like I've topped it. I don't know. I don't know how I can top it. Is what I think he's trying to say. It's like, how can you follow this, and not just because of like it as a movie, but also like within that story, emotionally, all the aspects of it. It was a thing to like, retire on top type of deal. Like the Peyton Manning, you won the Super Bowl, you retire. Don't try to run it back just because you won it, and you're going to try to trick yourself.
Right. That's the perfect way to end the movie. The way that they did it, they could have just ended the whole franchise that way. But of course, Sony want their piece of it.
I wouldn't be mad if they did too. I mean, I'd be like, because Tom Holland's my favorite Spider-Man, and he still is. Andrew Garfield's still number 2. He was before. But Tobey Maguire, I'm going to kind of ease off you being a bad Spider-Man because you showed up and you put up some numbers in this one. But your crybaby face is just so annoying in your trilogy with them.
Trying
And don't
to muster
forget,
up all the tears he could.
don't forget when after he saves him on the train going and then he's just laying there on the subway and they take off his mask. He's like, "You're just a kid." That motherfucker's 40. Like, he's not a kid. Like, Tom Holland's a kid.
Don't tell anybody. Like, okay, we're not gonna tell nobody.
The funny thing that no one commented on, like when they're all Peter Parker, when the old Peter Parkers are there, is how come will you look like that one day, or will you look like that one day? Like, someone should have said that to him. Like,
they did a little bit of that point too. They didn't do it all the way. I thought they were going for real do it.
Yeah, but they really should have been like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna look like Tony."
Only if
Like,
you do drugs, kids.
So I was going to say, like, tell me what not to do so I don't end up like that. But even then, he was great. Andrew Garfield, again, Andrew Garfield showed why he was cast when he had like his nerdy version of the which he did in the first Amazing Spider-Man was great, especially when he was trying to tell Gwen Stacy that he was Spider-Man. He's like, "I can't tell you, I have something to tell you, but I can't right now. It's just not good time. I just can't." And then he just like shoots the web at him, like brings it to him, like, "Get over here."
Yeah, no, it was a full 360 for his character, or it's a new way of looking at it. He's angry, but then he has his comedy, his innocence. He just been through a lot, so he's just like kind of letting it show. In this movie, he's like, "Yo, I stopped pulling my punches after a while." Like you said, it's kind of Dark Knight-esque.
Yeah, and we'll just have to wait and see. I think the poor kid's gonna have to do it for probably another decade. I mean, he's got Uncharted coming up. That's not gonna make any money, or maybe COVID 2.0 is gonna push that further. And then
that's what I'm saying. This might be the last movie in the theaters, or at least the last one to make some money.
Yeah, and this Fred Astaire movie is probably his passion project, so I think he'll try to go all out for that. But it'll be interesting. And I think this might be also a way to write out Zendaya with her other commitments being Euphoria, and she can kind of get any other film role that she wants. But I don't think we'll be seeing her in any future Spider-Man movies as well.
No, and then if she's in the next one, they'll probably be short, like a couple of scenes. But who knows, man? They don't even know what they're doing. That's why they said, "Hey, Kevin Feige, like me and Sony gonna have a conversation about what we gonna do."
Kevin Feige needs to he needs to do this to Sony.
He can't. They tried it. Remember what happened?
Nah, he should, he'll find a way. I'll do it for him. Just, I'll do the
old yeller.
But yeah, that's it for this week. I mean, if you can hear from my tone, like, I could just praise this movie all day. My favorite movie of the year, our best of the year is coming up. Saw this just in time. Yeah, I just love this movie. I can't say more about it, really. I mean, I can, but I won't.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to rewatch it again. Give it the benefit of a doubt.
That's the thing. I'm like, how am I gonna rewatch this movie? Because it means I got to go to the theater again. I'm just like, fuck. And I had to drive on these fucking icy fucking roads. It was snowing too. I'm just like, fuck. Weather here sucks. But I also got to go see The Kingsman too.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to figure that out because I'm watching The Matrix for sure.
At home, yes.
Well, if I go see The Kingsman, I might as well go watch The Matrix at the same time.
Oh, you see same day? Yeah. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking originally with The Kingsman and a second showing of Spider-Man. We'll see what
if I find a good bootleg of Kingsman, then I'm just gonna stay home and watch Matrix. Because that's what I was gonna do for Spider-Man, but that shit was too dark.
Yeah, you can't watch. No, and that's a movie you can't watch. And you guys just stop watching bootlegs. Do better. That's what I should really help you with, not the personal shit. Just like, don't watch bootlegs.
I don't have time for shit. As I'm recording right now, I got professionalism around me, so
I gotta let you go right now because you got other stuff. But that was our spoiler for, hopefully you saw this. If you agree with us, fuck you. I think you're only gonna disagree with me. I think people might agree with you about it being overhyped, but still being good.
Nah, I've seen too many people say I'm wrong, which is fine with me. I'm always wrong.
Well, you are wrong, yeah. And you told me to get your money back instead of go see, because I told you I was in the gym. I had some time to kill before seeing it. You're like, don't. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
Still get your money back. You know you can do that with movies, right?
No.
Like I ain't like it, I can get my money back.
How many times have you done that and it worked?
Twice. Because for the most part, certain things
where
I spend my
the
money on
movies?
is kind of like shit. I think Iron Man 2.
No. All right, I'm never talking to you ever again.
Yeah, Iron Man 2, and then I felt like it was the first Doctor Strange.
Even though that's not like a great MC movie, that's probably in the third tier above the fourth tier, but wow.
I was just like, fuck it, bro. And let me just see. It's the same thing I told Evie to do with Amazon, bro. You get your money back from Amazon.
You gotta send the shit back, don't you?
No.
How do you
We'll
know
talk
this?
off air.
Shit.
I tell that story on Patreon. That's
Obviously
they got to pay to get that.
Yeah. So next week is Christmas. If we both see the Kingsman at a decent time, we'll be recording that spoiler episode. And who knows if we might drop another mini episode like we did this week in terms of NBA players compared to wrestlers. We might do something like that, not in the same conversation, but a shorter type episode to make up for us talking about a movie people haven't seen yet.
Hey, I'm letting y'all know ahead of time that Matrix episode. When we talk about the Kings in the Matrix, get ready.
That's you really me handing the ball.
About to be on fire, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of carrying this one in terms of, because again, I just love this movie.
Right.
When the Matrix comes out, I mean, I think I might like it, but I know you even if you hate it, you're still gonna be like, look what's going, open your eyes. And even if you love it, you'll be like, that's what's so scary. It's so good because we're living it.
Right. Hey, 12.
So
22,
either way,
21.
either way, that's gonna be Banks. That's gonna be Banks's, MVP season episode right there.
Bro, the numbers already made me say.
But that's why they did that. That's why they were like, we're gonna make a fourth one. When should we release it? How about this?
A day or maybe so after my birthday, it comes out. I'm telling y'all.
Yes. Happy birthday to Chris Ann, Miss Suko of the Black Announce Table, former guest.
Man.
We'll be tweeting that appearance she had last year when we did our best of 2020. We got to try her on a episode in the future. But again, our best of I don't know why I said it like I said, our best of 2021 is coming up.
You getting ready for Dallas already?
Yeah. V Live. I'm going to V Live.
Fuck y'all wrestling. That's where I'm be. I'm not going to Dallas, but if I do, I'm just going there and I'm leaving.
Yeah.
He split just like I'm splitting.
He split just like I'm splitting.
I'm taking the title and I'm leaving. I'm going home after that. That's good enough. Fuck a wrestling. That's wrestling in there for me. Goodbye, everybody.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and share on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube as well. Follow us at the VVD Pod on Twitter. Banks will normally tweet from there, but I'll tweet sometimes. And then you can follow me on Twitter at Davis, aka Drip. Follow Banks on Instagram. I am not Banks. Me on Instagram, Davis Colton DC. Stay tuned for future episodes as always.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for joining us.
Till next time. Peace.